Podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the voice of the people. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
Boxingvoice.com.
You need that fear.
All I'm trying to do is make a stand for something that I truly believe is right. I truly believe is right. I want to be like you. Come on, man. I'm the face of boxing. I'm the cash cow. I hold the record for pay-per-view.
My job, I know my job, I know my situation. I don't want to fight.
Production.
But it's going to be very difficult for both of us.
Boxingvoice.com.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another flagship edition of the Boxing Voice. Hashtag TBV Podcasts. You know the boys are back. We got a full panel of hosts, so we're going to be giving you our opinions from all over the globe. We have a slew of topics. Daniel Jacobs, the Miracle Man, back in action, and he gets a unanimous decision win over Luis Cubas Arias. Jarrell Big Baby Miller also gets the win over Mariusz Wach. Then you have Artur Beterbiev becoming the new IBF light heavyweight champion. And we got to talk a little Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder, plus more news. Jose Ramirez sets himself up to be a 140-pound champion. Mike Reed takes his first loss. Andy Vences El Tiburon continues to stay in the win column with a knockout last night. We'll give you all those details. I'm going to head on over to the Golden State, then come back to the Garden State to one. The Hipster.
Dolly Production.
This is a beautiful performance against a very tough guy in Michael Johnson. How do you feel about it? Fuck that. Conor McGregor.
Boxingvoice.com.
You know me, Larry. From a wicked entrance, from a flip over the rock into a knockout. When the main thing is, I just help the guy. I wish.
Boxingvoice.com.
Yes, the Hipsters here. Haters beware. And unfortunately, this weekend caused some haters. Daniel Jacobs versus Luis Arias and Jarrell Miller versus Mariusz Wach. The doubleheader on HBO did receive some criticism. Even Beterbiev received some criticism. You know, there was a little bit of a negative viewpoint of this weekend so far. So hopefully we can come in here, break down the fights, because there was at least some good fights. There was some good action and some good boxing on display this weekend. You just got to look hard enough. And obviously, Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder negotiations finally officially starting this last week. So can't wait to delve into that. I know that's the hot topic of boxing right now, so I know every caller is going to want to talk about AJ versus Wilder, so can't wait to chop it up.
All right, well, let's head on out to the Garden State, and just really quick, a shout out to Fern Gully at Fern Gully Boxing, one of our long-term listeners, already getting that super chat started up. Thank you for the super chat. We truly appreciate that. We'll be taking some Dunkin' Donuts in Florida. I mean, look at Enrique. He's mad now. He's like, yo, man, I don't feel part of the group. Y'all ain't invite me to Florida.
What's up, man? Yeah, I just want to say I said fight two.
Stay focused. Stay working my dad.
I said fight two.
Because if he comes to fight, then I'm going to do it for him.
I said fight two.
I think you accurate.
Yeah. Daniel Jacobs, a.k.a. Danny Jacobs, a.k.a. the Miracle Man, last night fought Luis Arias, if that's how you say his name, a.k.a. Cuba. Tough opposition. Obviously, Danny Jacobs, whose box rack is listed with KOs. Did not add another KO to the name, but, you know, the names that I've been seeing on my social network line is, the winner of Lemieux versus Billy Joe Saunders, and Charlo's name's been tweeted along with Daniel Jacobs. No negativity from me. Where Brooklyn at? You know what I'm saying? Who the fuck is this paging me at 5:46 in the morning? Yeah, 6 hours later, Eddie Hearn's on the line. Danny Jacobs, what's up? No negativity from me. Big Baby Miller, I saw that fight. Whoo! I wonder what your people are saying, since he is signed to Eddie Hearn's. How did he look? Was he impressive against like a Wilder or a AJ? Question mark. What's up? Call the line. 425-569-5241. What's up, Ness? What's up, Matt?
What's up? Been a long time, Enrique. First and foremost, fill us in, bro. I mean, I know, we haven't had time to talk with all the traveling and the hard work. So where you been at, man? How this particular fight end up on your radar. So because I need to always, moving forward, we're going to use that Anthony Joshua versus Carlos Takam as the barometer. That didn't reach your social media, but you're saying that Jacobs Arias did.
Well, first off, Arias was very, very tough on all the press conference in Jacobs' face. You know, I thought he would be the sacrificial lamb. In a text message, Matt said, "Yo, if he ain't Puerto Rican, Kaz, you ain't going for him." I say, hey, I responded, or from Brooklyn, right? So obviously, Danny Jacobs is from Brooklyn. So where Brooklyn at is where I said that, and the warning BIG quote. But it just ended there because I followed Danny Jacobs.
For those that choose to use disrespectful views on the king.
Exactly, man.
Yo, Matt hating because we don't never play no West Coast shit.
Well, we if Joe calls in.
Every time one of your boys call, you get a West Coast beat.
Word, man. Nah, but Danny Jacobs, man, he was on my radar because I follow him. You know, I also follow AJ and Eddie Hearns, but it just didn't show up in my face. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
The opponent also counts a lot.
Like, yes. And Aries played a good part. You know, he probably didn't do as well as his pre-fight hype, Matt, but he did enough to make us tune in on Saturday. What did you think of Arias' performance? Do we see him again? And no need to be nice. Honestly, did he do enough to earn a return to HBO, or does he need to rebuild?
Not World Championship boxing. Maybe After Dark.
I would like to answer that after Matt.
I think, After Dark and World Championship boxing is really not that different nowadays. Let's just be honest. They've had World Championship fights on After Dark, so really God knows if that's even a difference now. But Luis Arias does not deserve to be in a high-level fight at this point. He needs to, go back, go to the chalkboard and see where he can fix his game up. And he has to go get a few tune-ups and get a couple fights in his belt, and then he can come back to TV.
His personality, though. Answer that. His personality as a fighter that makes you believe he may win. You know what I'm saying? Especially
that was the first time.
Especially now, knowing that he did not get knocked out by a man with 83% KO.
Good point, Casual. But at the same time, are you going to buy the same tough guy story again? It's like me with Zach. Like, the first time we didn't know what Zach was. We know what Zach is now. So it's like Aries fighting Jacobs. We didn't know what he was. He's talking tough. He's telling us about how he knows him in the amateurs, how all these people dropped him, how he just as good as Jacobs in the amateurs, and he got more national wins. And you're like, oh wait, you start to scratch your head. You start to think, what if? What if?
So what about this label, right? We give this label to boxing fans. It's spelled F-I-C-K-L-E, right? Fickle.
Yeah.
Right. So do you believe in second chances?
I certainly believe.
All right. So did he do enough? And I didn't like that Matt said he doesn't deserve, because the dude went to fight. He scrapped.
No, he didn't.
He didn't go to fight?
I don't think so.
He was punching back. Danny Jacobs is a mean ass fighter. So
hold on, very quickly. He was content with surviving. He was not in there to win rounds. He never once changed up his game plan. It was the same thing every round. He never switched it up. He was not in there to win. He wasn't in there to win.
I won't disagree that he never switched it up. I will disagree that he wasn't in there to win, because we can compare him to your boy Enrico Koelling, who really was in there to survive and not to win.
I thought it was almost the same fight.
Right. It's easy to see somebody trying to survive.
Aries may have thrown more, and Jacobs may have thrown less than their respective counterparts in the Beterbiev and Koelling fight. But it was the same dynamic. It was.
Yeah, but Aries throwing more, Matt, has to translate into him trying.
Not necessarily, because I didn't see him commit on a bunch of those shots.
No, you're right. You're right about that. I felt like he was trying to stay just far enough that he didn't get counted. Look, I didn't want to disagree, and I really don't, but I feel like he tried at least more than Enrico.
It might sound a little bit harsh, and again, he made more than Koelling, but I didn't see him really going there and try to execute a game plan to win. I saw him go in there and be content with going all 12 and be content with surviving all 12.
So
I think that he was definitely reluctant, probably nervous about what was going to come back, Enrique, but I believe he committed every time he went to the body with the right hand. I seen Aries committing hard. Sometimes he would follow right hand, left hook, right hand.
Right. And also his defense was there. So my thing is this, man. He didn't get knocked out like I expected him to get knocked out. You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh, he's tough, but he was actually fighting. He was actually making Danny Jacobs work, and you know that. So, they say styles make fights, and his style, Kuba's that is, just didn't work. Or his chin was granite or something, because he caught some big ones. But I wouldn't just say, he was there to survive, man. He had the mouthpiece, and I mean by like the talk. He tried to walk it, but Danny Jacobs is that dude, man. He just couldn't get it. You know what I'm saying? So surviving, that's really bold. And I don't give him a negative. I would give him definitely, like, I would like to see him again. What opponent? I don't know.
Let's play that game. Versus who? I'm gonna say this before you give me your versus who. Do you recommend he stay at 60? He started at 68. But people, I've been seeing the chatter on the social media and the Twitterverse that he was so small, he should probably be a 54-pounder.
Yeah, Enrique, do you want to take that one?
I mean, I was waiting for you to name drop. I'm not good at matchmaking.
Do you think he was too small for the division?
He did look smaller than Jacobs, dressed and all that. He did look small on the scale, but not fight night. He looked pretty equal. I don't know what that means. Matchmaking though. So his walk around weight, I don't know. I barely knew the guy, Luis Arias is. But I barely knew him, but I kind of believed, like I said, man, I just gave him like, he's going to get knocked out early. If you ask me who
he impressed you by not being knocked out.
He impressed me by not being knocked out, and that's why I take away with the survival game.
Are we also not going to address that Daniel Jacobs did not press on the gas pedal and never went out of second gear in that entire fight?
But he did, though. He did. He had moments where he got so confident. He put his arms down like freaking Deontay Wilder did against Deverne.
Yeah. He got content with winning rounds.
Listen,
but he won every single round, Matt.
Exactly. Again, I'm not saying he was bad, but I'm saying he didn't press Aries like he could have.
I think that the narrative of the weekend was some B-sides can do more damage than good.
Oh, that's absolutely true.
We had some very reluctant B-sides want to mix it up. It felt like oil and vinegar. They completely stood separate in the exchanges, and I think that's what it was with Aries. Jacobs was a big, strong guy, and Aries did not want to be knocked out. Not after all the shit he talked. If he stays at 60, Terriano Johnson, Curtis Stevens, who else at 60? I seen, shout out to Black Gamer 1. He says Emmanuel Elim. I like that fight. I guess Hugo Centeno, who beat Elim. Even Ivan Heatroff, who lost to Elim. Sergey Derevchenko. No, that's too much. Glenn Tapia, he needs at least a year off and a year training, in my opinion. Hopefully he doesn't.
Rowe be too much of a step, not a step up, because I think he's fought Daniel Jacobs, obviously, but would that not be enough of a step down?
Willie Monroe isn't a bum, and because he's not, I think that putting Aries in there in his next fight, even though they're both coming off losses, so I guess it could be argued that it would be fair, and it's a way for Aries to remain in that top 10. So I'm going to say, okay, he's been here with Jacobs. It'll probably make no sense for he or his manager to regress. If he were a franchise, then you probably regress the level of opposition and try to rebuild and come back. But he's not a franchise. And because of that, you're right. Maybe a Willie Monroe fight is good.
Gabe Rosado
won't take it because he's coming off a win. He's looking for something bigger.
But just on pure style like matchup, that would be a fun fight.
What about Kid Chocolate?
Too big, but that's a good fight because Chocolate's been out, the inactivity. I guess that would be good, but Chocolate's too big. I don't think he's gonna make 160 again.
I see.
Let's move on to Big Baby Miller. We're talking about too big. Here's a big guy that we can't really use that phrase. His big, he's learned how to use that in a way that's been positive for him and becoming lucrative. He's getting wins in this heavyweight division. He's being talked about. He's got a co-promotion now with Eddie Hearn. That's none other than Big Baby Miller. Jarrell Miller, Matt, what did you think of his performance last night versus Mariusz Wach, about a 6'7" guy? Look, I'm going to say right off the bat, I mean, this heavyweight division is in shambles. It's a matter of who gets a cholesterol attack first or who has high blood pressure. I mean, the amount of cellulite in this division is atrocious. Women are running to the gym in, you know, I don't know, I lost the word there, but they're trying to get rid of it. Men should do the same. Men should not have cottage cheese
I agree.
on their body.
I agree.
Should feel ashamed of yourself if you have cellulite and you are a man. Now, I'm not trying to shame anyone who is overweight and physically can't shake the weight. But if you are Mariusz Wach or anywhere near Mariusz Wach, where you're able to be competitive in a world-class fight,
a pro athlete,
you're getting paid to do this shit, it's just disrespectful. I'm just saying.
Golf, man. It ain't golf. You just standing there swinging a pole. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, Baby Miller, his reputation, and correct me if I'm wrong, I know that he is the guy who will go into gyms calling people out, kind of like let's go champ. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Shannon Briggs, but on like the in your face level, right? From Brooklyn, which is really tough. Right, because he's from the streets of Brooklyn. So anyway, so I see this fight, and I getting off of the Deontay Wilder fight, getting off of the Anthony Joshua talk, train, and then seeing Big Baby Miller, you know, also because Eddie Hearn is part of it. Seeing Big Baby Miller fight not being as entertaining as I thought it would be. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of boring. So I immediately was like, man, he'll get beat up by any fighter like AJ or Deontay. So, yeah, I think Baby Miller should be fighting the Luis Ortizes and, you know, those guys. He would probably be a little more aggressive. The guy he fought, I don't know who he was. I thought he would get knocked out, the guy. But, yeah. Did it stop? Because it was one of those fights that I walked out the room.
Yeah, it got stopped.
Yeah.
But I understand why you felt kind of...
It was one of those, I walk out the room, come back, okay, let me go look at this text.
Yeah, it was more of a workman's fight, Matt. Like, he just kept working. So if you weren't happy with those shots and the way that they were landing, I could see you walking out. I could see you going and get something to drink during that time.
Yeah.
And what's sad is how many people felt like Enrique, because I'm sorry. I felt the same way. I seen the fight and I said, this guy can't beat Joshua or Wilder. But I did say live on our immediate reaction in Fight Chat, I would like to see him fight Joshua because we've seen Joshua at least show some signs of slight fatigue. But who knows? Joshua could probably knock this guy out. But again, if he could take Joshua's punch, Big Baby Miller throws a lot of punches. He's moving all fucking night. And his confidence could wear you down.
Let's be honest. That fight was two guys out of shape with little skill fighting for 12 rounds.
Well, I wouldn't necessarily say two guys out of shape. One, yes, but Baby Miller, he came lighter.
I would still say that he's out of shape. He may be in better shape than Wach. I think we all know that. But I would say he's in peak shape.
But he came in at 84, and his Showbox fight was at 96.
Again, being better than what you were previously or your opponent does not mean that you are good.
Okay, so wait a minute, because I don't understand. If he were fat and out of shape, right, then I can understand wanting to hone in on a specific number, but he physically looks muscular in the ring. It doesn't look like fat.
I wouldn't say that. Anyways, it's again
a little bit.
It's a mute point. It's again. Let me finish. The fight was atrocious. It was little skill displayed. Miller was sloppy. You know, even though he was winning every round and dominating, it was so sloppy and untechnical, and he would square up and throw these combinations that were just bad. They were just bad combinations. And Wach was a sitting heavy bag. It was just
working.
It was working because look who he was fighting. Like, it was just a bad fight, period. It was just a bad fight. And again, you said I can be mean. I'll be mean about this fight. This fight was bad. There's a reason people like Enrique and us, hardcores, hated this fight and didn't want to watch this. We were on the live fight chat. And like, I wish.
don't know about hated.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna say I didn't hate it. I just got bored by it.
You guys are arguing semantics here. You guys are arguing semantics here. If you don't like me using hyperbolic words, I'm sorry. It's a radio show. I'm gonna use hyperbolic words.
Yeah, that's cool. So
this was a bad fight, and this turned off any fan probably watching it.
Bad fight indeed, and easy early predictions. If you were to say, oh, his next opponent is, an AJ or Wilder, you'd be like, oh shit, well, he's gonna lose. You know what I'm saying? Nah. You
better go to Chisora route, the Dillian White route.
Yes. Dylan White,
Ruiz, Brian Jennings. He's got to go those routes. He can't.
And that's so dope that you named those people, and that's why I loved seeing Eddie Hearn on the ringside. I was like, whoa. Yo, he's making a name in the U.S., man, and you just name dropping those things. I'm sure those fights are brewing. I would love to see Baby Miller against any of those names you just dropped, especially an Andy Ruiz.
It's funny that you say especially Andy Ruiz, because I was never an Andy Ruiz guy, Matt. I never was like following his career and tuning in every time he fought. But after the loss to Parker, I'm actually anxious to see his return and to see how he returns. I know he switched trainers. He's with, I think, Manny Robles now, and he's shedding some weight. So I'm interested to see how serious he's taking it. I want to quickly shout out, it's probably pronounced differently. And even though you did a super chat, I guess I should try and pronounce your name properly. But I don't know. I'm going to say Horn Jr. 10 instead of Horny Jr. But shout out to Horny Jr. for the super chat. Making sure that we get that iced coffee out there in Dunkin' Donuts while we're working this weekend.
Regan Dow, big name.
Regan Down. We got some other things we're working on. We're trying to bring you some TBV Patreon surprises from some big names that are sexy.
Can I also drop, since you're saying that I've been busy, I've been working, developing a home for the merchandise of the Boxing Voice. You know what I'm saying? It's boxingfanapparel.com. Look it out. Working on some designs with some famous people that you probably don't know their names because they are art directors, but they are long time friends of mine. And, they advised me and, sketch things up with my idea. And yeah, boxingfanapparel.com, Boxing Voice merchandise is going to look fly. You know what I'm saying? It's like identify, get some conversation going, or just look fly at the arena without all the loud stuff. So, yeah, just wanted to say that.
Yo, talking about that, you got some samples, you got some samps. Know what I'm saying? We going down
behind the scenes. I showed Matt something.
How you gonna send the team down there with old shit?
Matt, no, you got the new Fire Boxing Voice podcast King with the TBV live Thunderbolt on the side of the arm, which is super, super exclusive. There's only like 25 of those pieces, right? So, but what I am saying is that I did show Matt, and without describing anything, Matt, your first thoughts on that? Real thoughts. Don't be positive or
honestly, first thoughts were Conor McGregor would have this tattooed on his chest.
Oh, okay. That might be dope in a way.
I think I seen that. I
don't think you saw it. You of all people, I kept it away from.
Oh, okay.
Not because of negativity.
That is because Ness is so negative.
He want to hear my advice.
Ness is more like he got to have it in his hand. You can't talk about like, yo, this is working. You know what I'm saying? You can't say I'm using eggs, I'm using flour, I'm using grass-fed butter. He can be like, that's fat. You know what I'm saying? He's that person. You gotta be like, yo, Ness, taste this. Look at it. He's like, it actually tastes pretty good. This is actually hot. This actually fit me. You know what I'm saying? To bring the Mickey Mouse voice back, Nah,
that the Triple G one, that one is dope. Like when it's done and it's in your hand, and that's definitely a forever one. But let's get back on track here. Your boy Matt, I'm actually gonna sit back because you want to be disrespectful, and all, you know, all, oh, I'm gonna be honest. Well, talk about your fucking boy. All you little hipster bandwagon ass hardcore fucking pom-pom cheerleading ass
drop the name because a lot of people don't know his boy.
Yo, they've been talking about this guy forever. Enrique.
Come on.
Artur Beterbiev. And don't get me wrong. I mean, I know I nicknamed him the better beast of the division and all that shit, but every time this guy gets an opportunity to show his skills on television, he looks meaty fucking ochre.
Yes, he does.
Fucking ochre.
Absolutely.
I don't even understand why are boxing fans hardcores at that? Because yo, we watching all the same fights. Why are y'all still behind this motherfucker? Like, yo, I don't even get it. I'm not saying he's a bum. I'm not saying he loses to the top, but I don't see the wow. Where's the wow? He ain't doing shit. I fell asleep. I fell to sleep in the middle of the day. Today, not yesterday. Today, in the middle of the day, watching it on DVR, I fell asleep. Get the fuck out of here.
And I'll put my input on that. Like I downloaded the app ESPN.com on my phone and hit the link that Matt sent me. And I didn't even watch past the intro.
Yeah.
Sorry, but his name does ring bells.
All right, Ness. I
don't know why. That's what I'm asking Matt. Amongst the hardcores, it's like, oh, Beterbiev. Niggas, get off his saddle already. What he did.
So Ness, yes? I'm not going to disagree with anything you said because I agree with you on every single point. Hashtag Team Bivol, because we all know Bivol's the truth of the light heavyweight division.
Oh, please.
That's what it is, Ness.
Another bandwagon that you guys are building up.
Come on, here's the deal. Out of that generation, this new generation of light heavyweights, the Marcus Browns, the Bivols, the Beterbievs, that crop, I have no idea who's going to be the best. Because right now, Marcus Brown's probably the best. He probably has the best win as well in the most devastating fashion. There's just a lot of question marks about who's going to rise to the top out of all these guys. I don't think Beterbiev's that guy. I think Beterbiev's going to be a perennial like number 8, number 7, number 9 guy in the division. Like he's going to be a guy that's always outside of title contention or outside championship. Because even though he has a belt now, he's not going to keep it.
Yo, Ward would trash this dude. The disrespect amongst boxing fans, and you know, it's really sad. I'm not trying to stay stuck into it, but you know, everybody's quick to call a black fighter a ducker. You know, but Ward, with all that he's done, even in retirement, people still talking about he didn't want to fight his mandatory in Beterbiev. I mean, nothing I saw last night. Nothing tells me that fight would have been any different than the Kovalev fights. Nothing.
In fact, it probably would have been more. It would have been more one-sided. I think Kovalev.
He's more chinny than Kovalev. He's more chinny than Kovalev.
Beterbiev doesn't commit with all his shots. He throws a lot of pity-pat shots at times. Like he'll just throw setup shots. He'll throw a setup combination. He'll throw a 4-piece. They're all just little tiny shots at a person's guard, and then throw like one hard shot to the body, and that's it.
Yo, this guy, oh my God, I'm not even gonna.
But I'll be honest, I really didn't care because, like you said, it was an awful fight. I've never been that impressed by Beterbiev. The Jose Ramirez Mike Reed fight, though,
yes,
that was good. Jose Ramirez. Wow.
Before we get there, shout out to Brandon 3030. And yes, I already said that on this show that I named him the better beast of the division, but it's like every time he gets the opportunity, he doesn't look good, but whatever. Before we get into Jose Ramirez, let's just talk about the production, the overall feel of ESPN. You know, I heard someone, I think it's a shout out to OT.
Very quickly, it did around the same ratings as the Terrence Crawford fight. The actual number has not come out, but the rating point has come out. It did an average of a 0.9 rating. The Terrence Crawford Felix Diaz fight or the Julius Ndongo fight did the same number. So it's probably going to do around 900,000 viewers.
All right. So, where's this guy's message? I had it. Okay. OTKP, he's always in the chat, listens to all our shows and shit. And he had mentioned, man, I lost the comment he had. Something, help me out here. Where the hell was I going with this? Jeez.
You're talking about the ESPN production.
I hate when you cut me off.
I didn't.
He said OTPK or OTKP said, yo, boxing is shit on ESPN. But last night,
like the shit or shitty?
No, he meant the way I read it was like if it was no good.
Okay.
And if I'm wrong, he'll, type another comment and I'll still give my opinion and whatever. I didn't watch it last night. Obviously, we were busy on the HBO card. I watched it today, and it felt like a grand production. I enjoyed it.
Absolutely.
Everything. Brian Kenny being there. Mark Kriegel. Shout out to Mark Kriegel. I know he listens to this show. He's got that new ESPN deal and Top Rank deal. And I know when he's driving to work, listening to this episode tomorrow, he's going to be happy and smile because I appreciate that he dug into Atlas as much as he did. So many people go in there and allow Atlas to just say whatever the fuck he wants just because he's Teddy Atlas and they're afraid to challenge him. And Kriegel, who I thought was limited, and I don't mean I thought was limited last night. I just thought overall he was limited in his boxing skill, but he came to bring it last night. He came not to be anybody's fucking mama's boy or anybody's puppet. And he was really challenging Teddy. And even when Teddy was trying to belittle him, and maybe that's a strong word.
No. He was. No, Teddy Atlas was taking my little low-key digs and shots the entire telecast. I was like, Mark is going to take a swing at him.
Yeah. No, listen. I didn't know if that was a strong word or not. And I'm glad that you at least agree with me because I didn't want to stir the pot. But I'm like, even though this guy was taking shots at Kriegel, he was still standing his ground, staying true to his belief. And I really, really enjoyed it. Not to say that Teddy doesn't belong there. I like that Teddy's there to fucking stir the pot. And I like that Kriegel's there to hit him with the low blow. Now, Kenny was just there to replace Tessitore. But I think, honestly, we could do without Tessitore. Kenny is a better color guy. And the production was beautiful.
He's far more experienced.
Yeah, the production was beautiful, man. It felt like a world-class fight. I mean, if I didn't know Jose Ramirez as well as we do, thanks to our, Northern Californian correspondent, Alex Lemon, I would be like, who the fuck is this guy? Because he felt like a superstar. The television, everything, the crowd, the music, his performance, he had Freddie in his corner. Everything played out beautifully, and he got multiple a knockdown and a stoppage. I mean, again, it didn't feel like a regular ESPN. It didn't feel like even though Teddy was there and he spoke, it didn't feel like Friday Night Fights. They made sure that didn't feel or look like Friday Night Fights on television. Not to me.
Very quickly, I think the promos of Jose Ramirez were by far some of the best promos I've seen this year in terms of just highlighting a fighter and his story. I thought they were just amazing. The quality of it, the way it was shot, really awesome. Enrique, I know you haven't seen it yet because you said you shut off the ESPN telecast. Go past that awful fight and watch that because I think you as just a film guy is going to love it. I also think that Mark Kriegel and Brian Kenny should definitely be a part of ESPN telecast going forward, and Teddy Atlas should maybe go away for a time. I think I did not like Teddy Atlas on last night's telecast. I thought he took away from everything. I thought he was over the top at times when he shouldn't be. He was belittling to every one of his co-commentators. I didn't like it, and I thought him wanting Mike Reed to basically get knocked the fuck out in the ring was atrocious. As a guy that's that seasoned in the sport, he should know when a guy is out along the ropes, and Mike Reed was out along the ropes, and that fight should have been stopped.
I wouldn't say out, but
he was going to get hurt.
What the replay showed, even though, and again, Kenny and Kriegel on the opposite side of this one with Teddy. Teddy like, no, bad stoppage. He's getting loud, doing the usual Teddy, and it's cool because I think Teddy, or I'm the Teddy in this group, the loud, maybe not always right one, and that's okay. All right, where was I going? Come on, Ness, keep it together here.
Wow, man, that is strong.
Yo, I was in Denver for a bunch of days. Let me tell you, that I told you I got stories for days. You don't even know. This episode of Overtime is gonna be fucking cray. All right, so
Enrique wanted to say something. Enrique,
I was trying to put him back on track because you said Teddy needs to go. You know what I'm saying?
No, he said Teddy.
No, he did say that, and then that's when you came in and was like, "Nah, well, I'm the Teddy of the room." And
I don't think he needs. Right. I think that's what he needs. He needs someone there to tame him, to challenge him, to
argue, to debate, because they're in every room where there's a fight. two people have different directions and their own favorites. And you're not supposed to have your favorite as a telecaster, but you know, Jim Lampley has his favorite. He's picking Golovkin, and Max Kellerman may be picking Canelo. You know what I'm saying? And
I got it now. It came to my head. It was about the stoppage. We were talking about the stoppage. So in the replay, there's a specific moment where Ramirez, who's beating the drum, and the drum being the body with that left hand, it's just multiple left hand hooks to the body. But then in one moment, Matt, he throws a right. And if you rewind that right now, if you go watch that replay right now.
The second one.
Huh?
The first knockdown or the finish?
The finish.
Okay.
That only right hand to the body that lands. Watch Mike Reed's face. It pops out of his guard, and he just opens his mouth. Whether it's the air coming out of his body or him saying, "Oh," but in the face of the referee. So the referee interprets it the same exact way he interpreted Lemieux Triple G stoppage.
Yes.
And I think it's the same fucking ref.
The Jack, what's his name?
Look at that. So I'm telling you, if you don't believe it, if you argued about the stoppage, watch the replay, watch Mike Reed's mouth. And not to mention, dude, I mean, look, the fucking rules state 7 unanswered shots. How many did Mike Reed think they were going to allow? Like, it was a lot. And those left hooks were landing clean. He wasn't blocking them shits.
He was done. And with the recent tragedies in the sport, I think it's better to be safety conscious. I'd rather have stoppages be too soon than be too late in the sport.
Yes, definitely. So, too soon, too late. It seems like something's brewing. It started here. We didn't have the chance to talk of the aftermath of Deontay Wilder calling into the show with Eddie Hearn and Tyson Fury, Shelly Finkel. Obviously, I went away and let things marinate, the way Bob Arum likes to say. And it really opened up a lot in the boxing world. Negotiations started, and there's new rumors out. I haven't had the time to ask Deontay if there's any truth, and no one's really sent me a link. But I want to ask you, my co-host, my friend, right off the bat, have you run across any article or story saying that Deontay wants 50-50? Because a lot of people are sending me this message without any link saying, yo, your boy's pricing himself out. He wants 50-50. And again, I haven't done the research.
There's a Michelle Phelps video out there that I believe it's not this week. It didn't happen this week. It happened, I believe, either the fight week of his fight or prior to. I do not know the exact date of it, but there is a Michelle Phelps video out there where there is this quote. My statement would be to that is that we were there with Wilder. I believe we even asked him about 50-50 and him pricing himself out. And I think it's not exact words, but paraphrasing, obviously. He basically said, I'm only going to ask what's fair. And I interpreted that as him knowing that he's not going to get 50-50, that he knows that he only has a certain market value, and he's only going to ask for that. That's the way I interpreted it. Now, could what I think of the market value, what Eddie Hearn thinks the market value is different than what Deontay Wilder does or thinks he is? Absolutely, that could be true. But again, I know there's this quote out there. I don't know if it's true. I know there's a Michelle Phelps video. I've yet to actually watch it, but I know there's one. Again, we were there with Wilder. I don't think he's pricing himself out. I don't think that's the issue here. I think they're setting it up. And there's a seconds out, obviously, with Radio Raheem. He did an interview with Eddie Hearn last night, just to give him his credit. That basically Eddie Hearn's saying, we're working out where they're going to be either on the same fight card on the same day, or they're going to fight on the same day in 2 different locations and then fight in the summer. That's what it looks like. That's the way I interpret these movies.
I don't want to accept a split site. That's corny, one of them, and it's got to be Wilder, even though Wilder's doing better American ratings than Joshua. So, but I still would say Wilder needs to bow out and be the undercard of a Joshua fight and let it be an all heavyweight affair. Even put Brazil back on the undercard there, maybe versus Dillian White for an eliminator, triple header.
That'll definitely sell to a person like me. Again, I'm just speculating. I didn't read any facts or anything like that, or saw that Michelle Phelps interview. Deontay Wilder doesn't come across to me like the guy who's like, yo, 50-50 or I ain't taking a fight. He comes across like, yo, give me that fight because I'm going to shine. Like, I think the shine is the pay in his mind, to me at least. You know what I'm saying? He comes off like that. Like, I know what I can do. Give me that fight. I'm going to shine. Of course, you know, the word negotiation means like, well, what about this? No, I prefer this. There is the businessman like Eddie Hearn's, not saying that he is this guy, that may be like, yo, you know, you're worth, like you said, like what your market value is. If Deontay's worth, let's just throw a number out there, 25, and they're offering him 22. You know what I'm saying? He's like, nah, give me 24.5. And I ain't saying millions, I'm just throwing percentage out there. Yeah. So, you know, I could see that being part of business and fans, the fickle.
That's part of the negotiation process.
Yeah. Then the fans saying, yo, that's a form of ducking. Nah, you're not going to go to work to drive your truck, to pack the bag, to assemble whatever you do for a living for less than what you did in the job before, right? So, yeah, because it's for Walt Disney or for Home Depot or a bigger name. So, yeah, I haven't seen any facts yet.
Yeah, I agree with Larry.
I'm just speculating.
I'm not saying that Wilder didn't say what people are saying. I'm just agreeing with Larry and something Shelly Finkel said. If Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua want to make the fight, his client, Deontay Wilder, and his team are prepared to make the fight by all means necessary. He said it very calm. We don't hear Shelly Finkel on radios and things like that. That's not that type of guy. He's not Eddie Hearn. He's not Bob Arum. Shelly Finkel is in the shadows. And he came out because his fighter asked him to, because they were tired of being called duckers. So I don't think money will be the issue. I just want to read Larry's comment real quick, Matt. Then we'll go to you. Larry Dillon obviously said money won't be an issue. AJ Wilder will fight in the summer or fall, and both will be happy with the money. Agreed, Matt.
Absolutely agree with that point, Larry. And also Eddie said that the meeting on Thursday with Al Heyman and Shelly Finkel went great. Very cordial meeting, and that he's going back to England, I believe, either today or tomorrow. Go over the numbers there with his team, and they're going to come back with a true offer for Wilder's team next week. So hopefully by the end of next week, we're going to have a little more info on what is to happen next.
I like the Eddie Hearn character. What about you, Ness?
I love it. Shout out to Eddie Hearn and shout out to Anthony Joshua, who we've been in communications with. And, you know, our UK correspondent, Dove Joel, has been talking to the team and trying to get him on the show. He has said he's going to come on. It's just a matter of getting him on now. And then we're going to work on that camp life. I think we need to head on out to the UK, do a camp life, and leave him behind again.
Damn. Boxing Voice checks coming in.
Enrique, you going to UK?
I think so. I have to. I have my passport. I'm ready. Got my luggage. You know what I'm saying? I don't even check in. I'll take it on board.
I mean, I think, yo, if he allows us in, I'm definitely out. And even Fury, shout out to Fury.
Fury's dope. He went on. He came and rebutted.
Yeah, and not only that, but you know what I mean. He lost 9 pounds. 9 pounds. So shout out to the AP, Robbie Hearn. Robbie Hearn, get on that. You know, hit up Joshua. Let him know we're trying to do a camp life. Let Fury know we're trying to do a camp life. They need to be 100% serious because obviously it's means us traveling to the UK. But I think I would rather do a camp life than an actual fight, Matt. And then we'll do a fight. I think the fight is going to be more difficult. Like if Wilder Joshua happens, are we really going to get 2-3 credentials? No, it's not going to happen. So, you know, what are we going to do? We're going to watch it at a pub somewhere with a bunch of UK fans. So I think it's better for us to do our own little camp life, you know, go out there, chill on our own time instead of being, you know, kind of boxed into fight week and all the other bullshit of all the other bullshitters. I'm a loner. I like to be out alone doing our thing.
You're a little bit introverted. It's okay.
I wonder if one of our car sponsors will give us a car in the UK.
Probably.
I don't know. I mean, we would have to get sponsored by Land Rover or something, right?
I was about to say, are there Toyotas in the UK?
I know. Well, no, we're not. I mean, we got Mazda. Mazda be doing it too. Kia too, but I don't think any of those cars are made it to the
Kia's
UK.
definitely out there. Kia's definitely out there. We're good with Kia. Come on.
Oh, Kia's out there? Oh shit, we in there, baby. Because I can't rent. Fuck that. They got me spoiled. That Land Cruiser this past week was.
Yeah, Land Cruiser's a big car. That was my first car, by the way.
Yo, that Land Cruiser was an $85,000 truck, Enrique. That shit had a refrigerator in the armrest. It had TVs in the headrest. It had Bose headphones. the monitor was like 12 inches. It was crazy.
You mean
I
have
really
both
like
speakers?
that.
Both speakers, you mean?
No, it had Bose headphones for the back for the kids.
Oh, no kids, and I still got the car.
It's dope, bro. And you know what I really enjoyed? I'm pretty sure yours has it because you're a luxury. When you walk to the car, you didn't have to take out the key, Matt. It just,
yeah, that's dope. I love that feature.
I love that option, bro. My hands is always full.
Yeah.
And you walk away, it locks it too. And I tested it because I was scared, but that shit was dope. It works. You know what else? I know I'm not trying to turn this because they don't give me any money at all for this, but I'm just truly pleased. This is like, I'm always pleased, but this one really blew me away. Bro, I'm doing my thing, whatever that may be, wink, wink. And it's like, oh shit. And the fucking car braked for me. And on the dash, it just was like, brake! And a little red fucking like not Snicker bar, but like picture like a rectangle come out in red, the letters in black with the exclamation, and just like brake. And that shit braked for me. I'm like, oh shit, I'm in love. But
Well, what though? What was in front of you?
A car.
Nigga, a car.
Oh, you were driving. Oh, I thought you were like, say parking or something. But wink, wink. I get it.
I was driving.
No, Enrique's saying it different. Wink, wink. That's
no, I know the wink, wink. Come on, man. Get out of here, man. You don't know what you're talking about. You make jump to the conclusion. Not jump to the conclusion. I know what he was saying. I was just, I pictured him actually on the highway, but I wanted him to fill up. Man.
Mr. Straight Edge over here.
Yeah, I mean, well, Mitsubishi got us tomorrow. When we land in the airport, we'll have a Mitsubishi 2018. So, we'll be good. I think I put Matt. Matt, did I ask for your license this time?
No, you did not.
I put Al again. Now all that's going to happen is he don't show again. But any other news, Matt? We talked about Ramirez and Reed. And shout out to Mike Reed. Amir Iman got a win. So now Amir Iman and Jose Ramirez set themselves up. Casual, we'll let you in on this because that's your boy. You always talk about Amir Iman. He got a win yesterday, and now he's going to be in an eliminator fight or a title fight, vacant title fight for the WBC versus Jose Ramirez. Probably going to be in the Save Mart Center again since Ramirez is such a draw. But after watching Ramirez, and you didn't get to see him, I guess, Matt, you'll answer this second, and he'll give his casual answer because Ramirez, look, look, Alex been telling us about him for a while, but he's never impressed me until last night. I actually know Mike Reed. I've seen him. I've watched him fight. He's fought a lot here on the East Coast in Atlantic City. I've watched him on all his fights. You know what I mean? I know his publicist. Like, I know him from the very beginning. So to see Ramirez blow him out in 2 rounds, knowing the type of opposition this guy's been in with, knowing at least the sparring that he gets. He's from the DC area. I know guys he's been in there with and worked with. It impressed me. And remembering what Adrian Granados was able to do to Amir Iman, I'm like, wow, Ramirez is going to be a tough fight for Amir Iman if he didn't learn from that. But as a casual, and that being your guy, what do you think about now knowing that Ramirez is going to be facing Iman?
Right. Well, off the bat, like, I don't know Ramirez. I don't know Reed, but I do know that Ramirez beat Reed by knockout in the second round on ESPN last night. And I did see Amir Iman get defeated by Granados and win yesterday. So I automatically will pick, just from a casual's point of view, Amir Iman, but I'm nervous for him because that KO power of Ramirez exists, you know what I'm saying? And that, of course, spills into confidence for his next fight, right? And if that's the next fight, then, I don't call fights like Matt, technical left foot, right foot, you know what I'm saying? Like how you would move on chessboards. But definitely, I would definitely tune into that fight. I'm excited to see it happen.
Jose Ramirez wins that.
You think so?
Handily.
Because
within 8 rounds. It all depends if Amir Iman can keep the distance. And if he can keep the distance, it will last longer, but he will eventually go down.
But Amir Iman's, and this was me without box wrecking, his history was KOs, right? Before Granados.
Yes, but you also have to look at the level of competition.
Of course. And then, no disrespect to Reed, you know what I'm saying? Like, is this the collision course?
I mean, Reed might be the Reed, I would say, is definitely the best one on Jose Ramirez's record. And I would say it's a better name than whatever Amir Rahman has. I mean, Amir Rahman doesn't have a better name on his resume than Mike Reed.
Okay, and then Ramirez.
Look, Matt, Enrique. None of these guys are a finished product.
Yes.
You know, Mike Reed was an undefeated fighter, and so was Ramirez, and at one time, so was Amir Rahman.
And I like that you say that, because does that mean a person who has been knocked out, a fighter, is he a finished product?
No.
All right, so cool. That's
one loss doesn't define you. A loss doesn't define you, man.
A KO.
Ray Beltran has come back from losses and gone on to do great things. And at 135, where Beltran is at right now, or possibly 140, he's gonna get a big fight. You know, he stays in position. Like he's like an Orlando Salido of the division without getting the high profile wins that Salido gets. You know, so a loss doesn't define you, man. You just got to know how to bounce back. And can you bounce back? You know, look at Hank Lundy, a guy that stays on your tongue a lot. You know, you say his name a lot, no homo. So a loss doesn't define you. It
I
really
was
doesn't.
going to give you the clue.
Adrian Broner. I'm listening. My son is what, 17 years old. He put me on a song. Let me see if I can pull it up here. He put me on a song, and on the song, the dudes is rapping, or the kid is rapping. It's called Hey Lucci. No, it's Lucci. But not that dude from fucking it's with Wiz Khalifa. It's called Every Day We Lit, but it's not Lucci from Love and Hip Hop. Not that weird.
Oh, that's a good song. Shout out to your son for knowing some good music.
And Every Day We Lit, the dude says something like Broner, and I'm like, what? I rewinded it, and he says something hits you hard like Broner, and it's like, holy shit, Broner made it. This ain't the first time another dude made a song about Broner. Like, due to Broner.
The Wu-Tang Clan referenced Al Heyman in their album numerous times.
Yeah, well, Heyman, you know.
And somebody else, though. But a lot of people don't know.
Because Heyman ain't got no losses. Heyman only got fucking wins. We talking about fighters with losses who bounce back regardless. But
but like, can like Erickson Lubin bounce back immediately? You know, I think it's like the immediate bounce back. That's why we throw in the fact.
Well, immediate is difficult, Enrique. Just so you know, as a casual fan, the rules are 90 days after a knockout. You got.
I don't mean immediate like 2 weeks later. I mean like immediate 2 fights later. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the second fight a champion fight? Is the second fight like, yo, he still might have it? You know? No. You know what I'm saying? People just know how to play the fanatical part of boxing, man. They just know. Like, I will argue that, you know, Luis Arias, if that's how you say his name, Arias, could beat Rosado, just throwing the name out there, not saying that that's possible. And then somebody would be like, no, because, and I mean somebody like a boxing fan, no, because, blah, blah, and then that does happen. You know what I'm saying? So, and those are just the names that just came up really quick, but you know what I mean, man. I once upon a time believed that, not off the top, I can't find a name, but a certain fighter would beat fighter B, and it didn't happen. So it's tough, man. You got to know, really know boxing. Some names, when they get knocked out, there's no argument that how they can come back.
Depends who's knocking you out for sure, because Daniel Jacobs is the perfect definition and really how to end this conversation. He went to the mountaintop very early in his career and got put out. Some of us, included by Dimitri Prague, some of us, me included, felt like he could have got up. He tried to get up. The referee held him down. Haters who wanted him to be done after a loss said he got knocked out. He was there because he wasn't ready. He didn't even try to move. And then he came back and rebuilt. And after that loss, Enrique, I mean, think about the way, you know, that's why I always regret some of the shit that went on between me and Jacobs, because think about the type of person that he is. After that loss is when he finds out he really has cancer. That day, his grandmother died. So now he loses, his grandmother dies, and he's got cancer. And then he's able to rebuild, come back, beat Peter Quillen, have a tight fight, get a 6-fight deal with HBO, and voila, we got the Miracle Man. So 1 loss, obviously 2 losses, because he now lost to Triple G as well, doesn't define you.
And that loss to Triple G, let's be honest, did wonders for Jacobs.
Amir Khan also has that story, right?
Yes, but I mean, that's a story of too many losses.
Oh yeah. Listen, my AP, Robbie Hearn, was telling me that Amir Khan made it somewhere and got on some huge talk show in the UK, he continues to stay relevant. He knows how to position himself. You know what I mean? I mean, he was calling out Mayweather for a reason again, because he still truly believes in his head that he can entice him and that they could do big money. Amir Khan just needs to get some wins, and he probably would be a big money fight. I mean, you know, him and Danny Garcia is unfinished business that people would still want to watch. And who knows what exactly he could do in that division. Matt, anything else? We got about 3 minutes before we get to these phone lines. Number 1-425-569-5241. International callers all over the world, even here in New Jersey, New York. It doesn't matter, tri-state area, wherever you're from, you can use Skype to call in. It's always clearer. You could get it mobilely on your iPhone or Android or whatever smartphone you're using these days. Add Nestor Gibbs, and then you could be part of the conversation that way as well. Don't waste any minutes if you still have a phone that charges you per minute, right? I don't even know if those plans exist anymore. Everything is like free. Everything's like free, unlimited talk, unlimited text nowadays. But if you still have that, you're still rocking the pager. Yeah, if you're still paying for minutes, you better switch your plan.
Final thought or final points or news, I should say.
You're trying to be out. Final thoughts.
All right, man. I was just
final points.
Liam Williams versus Liam Smith was also yesterday. Liam Smith picked up a tight decision win over Liam Williams. I thought Liam Williams won, but it was close. I could definitely see scorecards for Liam Smith. Josh Taylor picked up a great win against Miguel Vasquez. Obviously, Miguel Vasquez has fought a bunch of guys, including Canelo Alvarez, and he became the first one to actually finish Miguel Vasquez. So shout out to Josh Taylor.
Yo, I just want to say
a huge win on that Match from USA card and on the undercard with a huge body shot TKO or knockout.
You know, we get a lot of people on this show, Matt, in the chat and shit. And stop me when you haven't heard Eddie Hearn is taking over boxing. Eddie Hearn is one of the best promoters.
Mm-hmm.
Eddie Hearn, I don't know. He's just the man. There's been a lot of speculation with Hearn and what he is and isn't doing and how difficult certain fights will be to be made. And I just want to say yesterday, I noticed something, and it's just a small piece of the bigger puzzle, but it is a clue. This fake rivalry that people are starting to talk about, like if Eddie and Al don't do business anymore. You heard that, right?
Yeah,
I heard that. Started. I have no idea where that started from.
But there's no proof to that because you immediately Danny Jacobs, you know, Deontay Wilder. So I don't get it.
Well, Wilder's with Lou DiBella, but also
Lou DiBella's a promoter.
But even the Lou DiBella, but Lou DiBella's part of Heyman, and even the Lou DiBella thing, right? How Eddie takes shots at Lou, right, Matt? So one could think
that's fine.
Maybe they're not fly. Maybe, and I mean, and look, he took shots at Al. He's like, who do I talk to? Do I talk to Finkel? Do I talk to Lou? Do I talk to Al? Like, you know, he's like, how many people's Deontay Wilder got in his pot over there? He took shots at everybody, but
that's not necessarily a shot at.
Yeah, that's not shots, man. That's like
Wilder. That's a shot at Wilder saying that he's mismanaged, right? Like that's him saying like, yo, Wilder taking advantage of him. That's what he's trying to say.
He's part of a crowded business, and you got to talk to 5 guys before you get to him.
All right. Well, he said Wilder ain't with Lou and all this stuff, right? I just want to
take shots at Lou. He's definitely taking shots at Lou.
All right, and I just want to say hashtag fake news. Hashtag fake news.
Al has a great relationship with Eddie Hearn. I feel like that's been obvious for years.
And Eddie Hearn has a great relationship with Lou DiBella.
So that's what you were trying to clear up.
Yes, that all of this is bullshit that people are inventing.
Meet up for
those three are on the same page. Listen, first of all, Miguel Vasquez is a Al Heyman Lou DiBella fighter. Secondly, the announcer on the UK card that Josh Taylor and all those guys fought on. Actually, it wasn't UK. It was over here, right? In Nassau? Because Josh Taylor fought here in the US?
No, I thought he fought in the UK.
Well, whatever. The announcer is David Diamante or whatever. Mike Diamante. Diamante is the last name. The white guy with the dreads. Lou DiBella announcer.
Well, let's be honest. Eddie has been born into the boxing industry because of his dad. Lou and Eddie go back since Eddie was a kid. Like, that's just the God honest truth. So these guys have known each other for decades at this point. They may take shots at each other, and let's be honest, Eddie and Lou both love being in the media. They both love causing attention and headlines. They're going to take shots at each other. It may not mean anything because they do business with each other all the time. This isn't a Golden Boy, Top Rank, or Showtime, HBO Cold War. This isn't a boxing Cold War. It should not be compared to that.
The shots probably help the sale anyway.
Of course, absolutely. People eat it up.
This guy said that's not a that was a Matchroom card. You weirdo.
Right. And another thing I want to say, like, there was a fighter with 59 wins and like 38 KOs, probably like 9 losses, who became very, very rich in boxing. And
Manny Pacquiao.
Manny Pacquiao, his loss in 1996 was by KO. You know what I'm saying? In the Philippines by some guy named freaking what's his name? Rustico Torrecampo. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, stop being so fickle, as you know, Ness calls it and Matt calls it and Paulie Malignaggi calls it, boxing fans. Stop being so fickle, man. Be part of it. The end. These calls are sponsored by.
Yeah, speaking of that,
we have a ringer, by the way, or two.
Or two. I got a new sponsor. I'm not ready to introduce it.
Oh.
But someone I'm definitely 100% behind and wants to ensure the growth of the boxing voice. So shout out to that. Once we're ready, we'll let you guys know. We got a few ringers actually on the line. Is KM Star still there?
Yes, he is.
All right, one moment here.
Bobby Aaron.
So who's first? Is it KM Star or Bobby Aaron?
Monster first. Come on, what are you doing here?
Monster on the phone dialing you like, yo, what you mean you ain't ready to introduce?
Where's El Camino at?
I don't know. I think I got to refresh my board over here. But all right, you go to the callers.
These calls are brought to you by El Camino Electrical Services, experts in electric vehicle charging stations. For consultations and turnkey installation, visit us at elcaminoelectricalservices.com.
KM Star, ringer. If you don't know what that is, go to patreon.com/The Boxing Voice to find out.
Hey, what's up? You guys there?
Yes, we are. How you doing?
Hey, I'm good. So really quickly, the take on the Arias Jacobs fight, I don't agree that he came, and fought hard and look good. I mean, I feel for the guy, and I actually respect that he's trying to build himself up and feed his family. And some of the story was, trying to get his family down to Florida, etc. But I would use a UK term for his fighting style. He came to spoil. You know what I mean? Anytime he got hurt, he came clutching, hugging, grabbing, running. He was the runner. It was like, Jacobs, I wish he took him out. The only thing that Arias showed is that he had a decent tolerance for punishment. Really quickly on the Baby Miller fight, I was hoping that he could be for Joshua what Dillian White could be for Wilder, meaning that cross promotion between the UK and the US. But he let me down, to be honest with you. I didn't see that. I didn't see something that would build excitement on this side for a fight between him and Joshua. I'm sure Hearn got happy, though, because that's an easy win for Joshua. That's all I saw in that fight. I'm amazed, though. I will comment that the guy is that athletic for a 385-pound man. But, he clearly doesn't have real punching power for 380 pounds worth of weight behind him. He might be able to make a little money, but, he's not going to compel fans to really, really, get behind him as an American fighter. And I don't think he'll be like something that makes us say, wow, look what Joshua did. Wow, now we got to see him fight Wilder. He's just one more notch on his belt. I want to speak a little bit about HBO budget, because I remember like the show we used to cover, like they were really kind of fading away on boxing. And now I'm looking at this 6-fight deal with Jacobs, and it just makes me realize how these guys operate. They always had the money. They always had the budget. They just don't budget to build. They only budget to take already established fighters and make fights with those guys. The risk that they take is that they get behind who they believe are standouts, who they like to promote on their pound for pounds and all that stuff, and get behind and talk up That's the risk they take, but they don't really take the risk of actually getting behind fighters, behind boxers. They're always looking for stars. And I mean, they're HBO. I guess that's what they're known for, They let Showtime, they let ESPN do that heavy lifting, and then they come in and look for an opportunity to maybe find something that they can work off of. I can tell you right now, for Danny Jacobs, I mean, I don't know if you guys covered it already, but who do you want to see him fight next? I feel like it's got to be Charlo, right? Because I don't see him after this fight getting into, a fight with, Canelo or a rematch with Triple G. Potentially, he could get the Lemieux fight with Billy Joel. Depends on who wins that. Billy Joel is notorious for somehow picking and choosing when he wants to fight. He talks a lot. I don't see him do a lot of fighting, but I have to give him credit, though. He beat some good fighters. Let's see what he does with Lemieux. I think either of those two is a great fight. So for me, it's Charlo or Lemieux, Billy Joe Sanders winner. And obviously with HBO now signing off on Jacobs, there'll be some money for that fight to happen. But that's my call right there. Yesterday was like, it was good, not great. But I'm glad that they had cards on. I mean, that's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna critique that. They put some money there. 6-fight deal is nothing to laugh at. So that's it for me.
Yeah, and I mean, listen, KM Star, Jacobs made it really clear that he's going to Montreal. He'll be in the audience, so he's getting the winner. He made it clear that they're all on the same network, so that's the fight that should happen. So, and you're right. HBO invests in their divisions, their guys. And like you, I'm just happy we had some fights, man, for real.
We have another.
We have another ringer then. Is it Jose?
Of course.
From Canada?
The one and only.
Popping all this champagne, popping all this rosé, getting money like Jose, chain code Norway, shorty wants that full play, I'm like, no way, gotta rock it like Coldplay, killing it, OJ, getting cheese like Green Bay, call me Aaron Rodgers, hopped out that Dodger, dodging them cops, my boy got them chops.
Boys, good evening, hopefully you guys are doing well today. First of all, I can't believe you guys, being as cynical and as mean as you guys are, didn't call out Casual for that shutout he did to Pacquiao, as if he brought that up the top of his head. That's only something that you could have read off the computer, man. There's no way he actually knew that guy, right? I can't believe you guys didn't call him on that. Anyway, as for the Eddie Hearn talk that you guys were talking about, man, Eddie Hearn is a great promoter, man. He actually is at grassroots. Like, he's calling into shows like, like the Boxing Voice, interacting with fans, giving us a treat, man. I think that's amazing. I think a guy like Lou DiBella could learn from that. Like, Lou only seems to want to have the shine on him. He's, it seems like Eddie, even though he shouldn't be, he seems like still like he's a humble guy, and I like that about him. And I like what he's doing for Jacobs. I like how Jacobs is on HBO. He's headlining these cards, and hopefully we'll be able to see the Jacobs, Canelo, Lemieux, Triple G, like the four of those guys fighting each other. That's top level, man. That's like something we haven't seen in a long, long time. Where people are obviously, there's the super six and all that stuff, but stars, like people we actually know and we like, right? And kind of reminds me of like the Pacquiao, Barrera, Morales, like where everyone kind of fights everybody, and the best will emerge from the pack, right? So I'm hoping to see that. And I'd have to agree with KM Star there, man. Big Baby Miller, I was excited to see him. It's the first time I actually saw him, and he didn't look that great, man. Like, yeah, he looked good in terms of him being a big guy and the way he moves, but I was hoping he would have been able to starch the guy or do something exciting. And even then, he was getting hit a lot, right? So what's going to happen if Deontay catches him, or if Anthony Joshua catches him, right? So I see him more as a pretender and not a contender. And I'm excited for what the middleweight division is going to bring, boys. So yeah, that's it, guys. That's all I got. Have a good one, and listen to the show, boys. Peace.
Jose, thanks for calling in. Yes, sir.
You have another ringer, Georgie Porgy from Boston.
Who's that?
Well, you know who Georgie Porgy is. Come on.
Yo, first of all, let me say, I don't play Showtime to see you all there, not even putting a goddamn motherfucking effort. If I want to see some motherfucker just fight, I pick up a fight with somebody in the street. Don't need that shit. You don't love that form I do? Just move along. Gone. Fuck you. Next. What? Great show. Thumbs up. Donate. Yo, what's happening, people? Yo, casual around. It's a casual around, man. We casual at.
What's up? What's up? What's up? Georgie Porgy, my boy.
What's happening, brother? Nice seeing you around, baby. You gotta make it more often, B. More often.
I know. You're right.
Every time you on, baby.
Thank you.
Listen,
Danny Jacobs, though. Tell me some good news about Danny Jacobs. You like him?
Real quick. Yo, let me get on this real quick and make sure Maddie don't cut me up, that little weasel. Yo, Nez, you body shaming heavyweights? Yeah. Huh?
Ness, you body shaming heavyweights, man?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. It's a problem?
Yeah, because I remember when you used to wear that training bro smoking 2-pack of cigarettes.
You said it. You said it. You said it. You remember.
Used to.
So remember where you come from, buddy. Remember where you come from.
Nah, they need to remember where they at.
Man.
They need to remember where they at. That they on your television, you paying to watch it, and they coming in there looking like shit, putting up a shit fight. You heard me on the live show. The minute I seen him take off his robe, I knew the fight was going to get stopped. I knew he was going to get tired. And what the fuck happened? He got tired. So if you want to call in defense some fat dude who took your money, okay, that's your problem.
Georgie, you said my name.
Big baby cock blocking, B. You outrageous, man. Fucking cock blocking, big baby. Shame on you. Yo, Matty, did you cut the champ last night?
What?
Huh? You cut the motherfucking champ mic last.
Yeah, because you were spouting off some bullshit.
Just like that.
What?
You were spouting off some bullshit. Like, come on.
Please.
Like 90% of the time, all you say is bullshit.
I know. Your calls are garbage.
That
you
we can
never getting an award. Why you ain't got no award? Why you ain't got no award? Why do people never nominated Georgie for an award? Let's talk some real business.
Now he almost
Why nobody ain't never nominate? Why nobody ain't never nominate Georgie for Caller of the Year?
He was in conversation though. Be real. And I just thought about it. He's like one of the long time.
Yeah, the mafias made sure.
Reptilians.
The mafias. You ain't getting no award because the mafias.
Before you cut me up. Yeah, they're fucking reptilians. You're right. Listen, let me give a shout out. Let me give a shout out to Fortune Army. Q plus, baby. So I gotta say, I'm out. Everybody support, donate, thumbs up.
Sign a contract, you punk. Talking about body shaming because he big.
Oh, he big? Georgie
said he big. You don't hear his raspy ass voice? That's fat in his neck, man. Damn. Out to Ohio.
If you know like I know, you should lie low. I used to get it in Ohio.
Yeah. What's up, fellas, man?
What's up?
This weekend was kind of crazy, man. This weekend was, my Saturday went like this. I'm trying to get ready to go out, me and the lady. And, I'm trying to catch the Danny Jacobs fight. So, we had to go through the big baby Miller fight prior to that. Me and her girls, well, really her girls, was like laughing. They were laughing. Like, and as Ned said, man, these supposed to be professional athletes, man. What they doing is kind of crazy. They just getting away with it just because they big human beings. They really don't have to be boxers. But what I would like to see though is your boy Joshua Parker go against Big Baby Mel. I think that'd be a good fight. Onto the main
Yo,
event,
you just meant you wait. I need to be clear. Do you want both of them to fight Big Baby, or are you talking about one? And if so, which one? Because you said Joshua Parker
Must have
when
been Coke.
Yeah,
My
that's
bad, Parker. I got the name. I got the name itself. I'd rather see him fight Parker.
no. I think Big Baby becomes a champion if you give him Parker next. There's no way Parker could stop him.
Yes, there is.
No. Parker
Yeah,
can't
yeah,
knock out.
I don't.
Parker can't knock out Big Baby, and Big Baby gonna wear him down.
No, he can definitely win the fight, though. I'm not talking about
Chirosa.
Neither guy has knockout power. Neither guy has knockout power. That's a 12.
You're not gonna outbox Big Baby.
Yeah, you can. What are you talking about? That guy? You can outbox Big Baby.
Yeah, Big Baby's not a good boxer.
Yo, he don't need to be a good boxer. He's on top of you all day. You ain't got no space to box. You ain't got no space to box.
If you fighting out of shape, yeah. If you fighting out of shape, yeah.
All right. Well then tell Parker to take the fight.
Parker's not out of shape. Parker's
Tell Parker take the fight. It's a reason Parker ain't been fighting nobody, man. Get out of here with that bullshit. Psst. Yo, people so quick to talk about other heavyweights. Who the fuck is Parker fighting? Big Baby will beat him.
That Huey Fury one was good.
That's a championship fight right there. He'll win that.
I think it'll be a good fight. It's not guaranteed that Big Baby will win. Now, on to the Danny Jacobs fight. He looked good. I think he looked decent, but again, I like to always say this levels to everything. What I think Triple G or what I think Canelo would have done with that same contender, they would have stopped him. No, without a doubt, 100%. They would have stopped him either late or mid-round. They would have got him up out of there. And Danny couldn't do that. You know, Danny's a real good fighter, but I don't think Danny is going to be ever on the upper echelon. I even think Charlo would have got that boy out of there last night. So I think Danny's what is on a real short leash of time as far as his possibilities and options for him to be a winner.
Wait, okay, that was good. But what would you say? You think Charlo would what? I missed what you said.
He thinks Charlo would have beat
Jacobs,
Lewis, Arias last night
by knockout.
By knockout. The dude is durable, man. I'm more interested in the winner, Danny Jacobs versus the Charlo. Like, what would that look like? Is what I'm more interested in versus.
I mean, look, I get Jay Will, and I also understand casual. After seeing Lewis in there with Jacobs, you have to assume he's durable. But only time will tell. It's
for who though? Time will tell for Jacobs or
for both. For both, really. We have to go and see what Arias goes on to do from here. Was he really durable? We'll see in his next fight. But right now, we can't judge, to be honest.
How many fights of Arias have you seen before this?
All of his fights. But the problem is this is the biggest step up.
Damn, I didn't see any. I never heard of that name ever on this show.
You don't listen and you're not on here much, but he
not listening.
He used to be signed to Mayweather. Shots fired. He used to be signed to Mayweather, and the only reason he wasn't with Mayweather is because he talks the way that he talks. So rumor has it some shit was said, and he said some shit back, and Mayweather released him. But it wasn't because he was a bum, because Mayweather was putting him in there with the Wolves early. He fought Donnell Livingston like at 7-0. I thought Arias would give a better account of himself than he did last night. But again, the size difference.
Ness, what's crazy? That knowing that if Mayweather would have kept him and knowing what he said is what he said, and Mayweather would have kept him instead of release him, and that he put him in with it's a great story. If he put him in with the Wolves early because he fought that name you just dropped there. I don't know. I think this fight would have been bigger than when it was yesterday.
I mean, obviously, if he would have stood with Mayweather, it would have been
but that storyline that you just dropped was not used at all.
Well, because he was released from Mayweather, right? And
but you can still use the story.
You realize that his promoter right now is Rock Nation, and Rock Nation isn't the best promoter.
Yeah, well, he means HBO. Maybe they did highlight Arias, which I credited them yesterday, and I just want to do that again on our flagship show for people that may not listen to our immediate reaction shows on Saturdays immediately after the fight. I did give them credit for highlighting Luis Cubas Arias and going down to his camp and also doing a piece on him because, listen, he could fight someone else. He could fight the loser of Lemieux, Billy Joe Saunders. Like, you don't have to write off the B-side. Make us be invested as much as we are in Jacobs, in Arias. So we want to see him like, oh, shit, I do want to see him versus Terriano or versus Billy Joe Saunders, Lemieux, loser. Or man, he would do good versus Glenn Tapia. Why? Because that's that HBO universe.
Ooh, the B side. Let's not write the B side off. Because I actually do want to see him fight again. You know what I'm saying?
Too. I want to go on to see if
there's a lot of questions on the A side, the guy who won, you know, and the loser.
Yeah, because right now I think that Danny Jacobs is getting unfair criticism, Matt. I think that everybody's saying he should have knocked this guy out. Now they're saying Charlo would have, Triple G would have, Canelo would have, and this win for Jacobs becomes kind of, you know, a disappointment.
Yeah, right off.
We need to see what Aries does next. But go ahead, Matt. I know I cut you off.
We don't know.
I think a lot of people thought Jacobs was a top 3 middleweight that could go on to beat a Canelo and Triple G, especially Triple G in a rematch. There's people that think that. There was a section of fans. I'm saying there was a consensus. Definitely not saying there was a consensus. But there was a section of fans that definitely thought Jacob could be the best middleweight on the planet coming off that loss.
We don't know.
Especially if they think he won. Come on. There's definitely people that thought that. So if you come in here thinking, oh, Jacobs is the best middleweight on the planet, and he's fighting Luis Arias in a pseudo tune-up.
I think it's Luis Arias, man. I think Luis Arias
wasn't even a top 10 or maybe even a 15 middleweight. You know, there's people that thought he should have got. It should have been a statement fight.
Matt, what did Danny Jacobs say about Luis Arias in his post-fight interview?
I don't watch post-fight interviews because they're just
ring post-fight interview.
Oh, the in-ring? I forget what he said. That was last night.
Ness?
Paraphrasing something about he felt like he had to do it because Aries was talking. That's kind of where Kellerman led him. Then they led him into what he wants next, which he said he wants Lemieux Saunders winner. He'll be in Montreal. And how he said, you know, everybody's on the same network. It's a fight that should happen. Yada. I mean, you know, all good stuff, but believable things.
But anything about Luis, Cuba, Arias?
Yeah, but nothing that stuck out. More like
nothing like, yo, he's hard to do this to.
He did say he was a tough guy, but I always think, what's a good word for that? That's like cliche, right, Matt? It's like they all say.
If he came in and said this was easy work, we'd all be like, well, you went 12 with him when we all thought you were going to knock him out. So obviously it wasn't completely easy work.
Listen, when Deontay Wilder knocked out Stavern, he was like, yo, I give him the credit for coming into the ring with me. Now, Daniel Jacobs, he didn't say, yo, I wanted to, but this guy is hard to hit. He's awkward. You know, you heard Mayweather say Cotto's awkward. You know, you hear these fighters say things.
Yeah, that may be true, but again, the point is,
what's true about it? Like, you just write your shit off. That shit kills the fight.
The point is that Aries was a much tougher competitor than we all thought.
That's what I wanted to hear. So
let me finish. Enrique, hold on. Let me finish. That's true, but that doesn't mean that Daniel Jacobs made a statement still. He did not make a statement.
You can't with a tougher than what you thought fighter.
And still the B side showed up. You get what I'm saying? Like it's not a knock on Luis Arias to say that Daniel Jacobs didn't make a statement, because I think both are true. I think Luis Arias showed that he's tougher than what we all thought he was. Right. And Daniel Jacobs did not make a statement. I think those are both true.
And the conversation is Luis Arias should be fighting someone else and keep relevant on HBO Boxing because of what he did last week.
HBO Boxing. I think he would be perfect for Tuesday night fights on PBC.
No, that doesn't work for people like me.
Well, that's fine. But he doesn't belong on HBO on Saturdays. He doesn't.
Damn. His personality works.
That's great, and it does. But he hasn't earned that spot to me.
Last night didn't earn him it.
No, he lost.
Damn, you're hard to please, bro.
He lost. And again, he didn't have any step-ups until this. We don't have a fight to go back to and say, oh, well, he still gave us this.
Yeah, but now hearing Ness's story, how he was a TMT fighter, how he was thrown to the wolves early, and how Mayweather said one thing and he disrespected, like, that's a great story. And then now he fought Daniel Jacobs, the Miracle Man, who has an 83% KO. He didn't get KO. He's coming back, you know. Stavern's story was he did not get KO'd by Wilder and came in and then got KO'd. He got that moment again.
I don't know why you're comparing Arias to Stavern. I think they're completely different stories.
Oh my God, no!
Stavern was a former champ.
Okay,
you remember that. Arias has never been a former champ. Arias doesn't have a Chris Arreola win.
That works. You threw the champ in there. That works.
I mean, Stavern at least beat Chris Arreola, who was a perennial top 10 heavyweight.
Chris Arias, but that heavy, and no disrespect.
He doesn't have one top 10 win on his resume. Doesn't have a top 15
the
win.
heavyweight division from that moment to like currently wasn't reigning at all. So AJ
doesn't matter. It's about respective.
So AJ and Deontay Wilder stepped in, and maybe another name or two. You know, thanks to Eddie Hearn.
Again, Stavern has a top 10 heavyweight win under his belt. Arias does not have a top 15 win. He arguably doesn't have a top 20 win.
Damn. Well, then Jacobs suffers a loss against a Charlo because Charlo fought people in the top 10, right?
That may not be true. Those two things are not connected.
Well, I mean, you're making me believe that because I'm saying, yo, he did this versus Daniel Jacobs, and you're like throwing numbers like top 10, competitive champion, old champion. He beat this champion. You know what I'm saying? So
we're talking about different things here. Are we talking about Jacobs going on to do what, or are we talking about Arias?
No, I'm talking about giving the B-side credit for losing, and I'm not talking about losing and like by knockout. I'm talking about we expected him to be knocked out, and he wasn't there to survive.
I'll give credit for that, for not getting knocked out.
And then you're saying he belongs on Tuesday night fights. He doesn't deserve a Saturday night undercard fight, maybe the first fight of the night. You know what I'm saying? Not the co-main event, but the first fight of the night. Versus Tapia.
If the level is, I forget the guy's name, Cedric, whoever, the Jewish Hammer. If that's the level, then yes, Arias does belong on HBO. But I don't believe that fight was even supposed to be on HBO.
Yo, I'm so happy you brought that up. You know that I've seen people in our chat talking about the Hebrew Hammer impressed them. Like 4 different people.
Yo, he elbowed a guy and finished him with an elbow. Like
it's funny though because the Hebrew Hammer, you know, some of these guys, you guys would be shocked if we did shows on them when we actually find out about him. But he's been coming through the pipeline for some time now. What division is he? Is he lightweight?
I think he's either lightweight or a junior welterweight. We have another ringer, by the way.
All right, well, let me go out to what I believe is a first-time caller here on Skype. My friend, I don't even know how to pronounce that, so go ahead and introduce yourself on Skype.
Hello, everyone. My name is Vito, and yes, I'm a first-time caller.
Vito,
what I could have pronounced that, but that's not what your screen name says, but that's all right. Vito, talk to us. Where are you calling in from?
I'm calling from Malaysia. Oh, I'm actually a Nigerian calling from living in Malaysia.
Oh, amazing. Thank you so much. This is our first time ever getting a live call from Malaysia. So you continue to make our show international. So we definitely applaud you and appreciate you. I'm going to go ahead and restart this clock. I want to give you a fresh 3 minutes all the way in Malaysia. What time is it over there?
Oh, right now it's 9:30 a.m.
Oh, shit. So it's like Australia. You're on Australian time. All right. All right. Well, listen, I'm going to go ahead and restart the clock. You go ahead and let us know. We got a couple of topics here, and you just give us your thoughts.
Okay. First, I'd like to give a shout out to you guys. You guys are doing an amazing job. And I think the call with Eddie and, it's really great for you guys. And I hope to see more of that. Listen to more of your shows. Now, this is the point I want to make. First of all, Matt, this is to Matt. When are you going to give credit to a guy that did make his opposition look poor? I don't think Luis Arias came in to look that bad. Luis Arias, actually, if you listen to the build-up, Luis Arias was talking about his chin and all that, and he did throw punches. He did throw punches. It didn't come in, but in the fight, you will notice that when he started throwing punches, he realized that he was outclassed. So he went straight into survival mode. He didn't want to get knocked out. You have to give credit to Jacobs for making him look that way. So don't say Jacobs did not make a statement. He did make a statement. That's one of the reasons why I am calling. And the second reason is to say, I really hope to see Joshua on. I hope you guys consider the UK time zone so that you can find a way to get him on, because I really love to hear what he has to say. And I know other fans will love to hear what he has to say. Thank you, Peace. And Nes, you're doing a great job. I love the way you guys, yourself and Matthew, you're not always on the same page, which I think brings some flavor to the show. You know, I love to see that. And thank you guys for
Vito, can I get a shout out to Casual? Can you shout out Casual fan Vito?
Yes, yeah, sure. Shout out to all the Casual fans, and shout out to the other guy there. I can't remember his name. Shout out to him as well. You guys are doing a great job.
His name is Enrique Church.
All right.
Oh.
Vito, thanks for calling in, my friend. Appreciate it. Let me get out to
No, Ness.
No, Matt.
We have 2 ringers, Ness.
Two ringers. Who are the ringers? Matt is mad because he got some ringers.
You want to go to Info Joe and then Stainless?
Who the fuck is that guy?
Mr. Info Joe.
This portion of the show we call In the
Mr.
Know,
Info Joe.
presented by my brother.
Info Joe, bell is rung. Come on, throw a punch. You don't win fights.
I didn't click him on. That's my bad. Joe, you're here. You're unmuted now.
Info, pick up your mouthpiece, man.
What up, my boxing brothers?
What's up?
Hey, first off, remember you heard it here first. Emir Imam and what's that guy he's ordered to face now? Is it Ramirez?
Yeah, yes. Ramirez.
I'm telling you this now. Regis Prograde beats them both. Remember, you heard it here first from Info Damas, aka Info Joe. On to Big Baby Miller. You know what? He does impress me, man, for a big guy to be able to move like that. But being hit, also being that big to hit the other guy with clean shots, he can never hurt the Walsh guy. And I don't think he's ready for Joshua or Wilder, man. Believe it or not, y'all might cringe when I say this, but I believe Amir Mansour will give Big Baby Miller the fight of his fucking life. Trust me on that. And he throws bombs, and I think he will push Big Baby Miller to the edge. Also, did you guys see that movie We Bleed for This? The boxing movie about I think it's Vinny Paez.
I did not see it, but I heard it was really good.
Yeah, I saw the trailer.
It's a real good movie, man. Y'all see that movie.
Kid Chocolate's in that, right? Kid Chocolate is in that movie? No?
Yeah, I believe he is. I believe he is.
Yeah,
I believe he is, man. I gotta catch it again myself. I seen it real late and one night. I caught it real up, but I gotta rewatch it again while I was awake, real good. But
I see. Wink, wink. While you was awake. Okay, we get it. Wink, wink. While you was awake, not bake. Okay, good.
It's one of the late night hype movies that I caught about 2 a.m. and I watched it, but that movie will remind you of Daniel Jacobs, man, from coming back from where he came back from. I think the guy broke his neck, and he came back to beat champ. If Daniel Jacobs can accomplish that, come back to beat champ, man, after his career is over, man, he has his life story could be a movie. Along the Arias, Ness, I think I agree with you on that. I think he would do better at 154. He did look small to me compared to Jacobs, and he'll look small to Charlo, and he'll look small to Triple G as well. I think the lights and camera and action and being on that big stage did overwhelm him, but we all expected Jacobs to win. But I do think that sometimes those guys, the first time being under the lights like that, it gets to them. Peace. Hit those thumbs up.
Stainless in Nashville. Yes.
Straight to the point for those with attention deficit. I'm so repetitive, son, so I gotta repeat. Stainless from the streets to the deep. I'm coming with that heat. All you need to know about me, I'm coming with that heat.
Yo, TBV, what's up, Ness?
What up?
What up? What up?
And of course, Cash Weezy, what's up, baby?
He just put his headphones on now. He didn't hear you.
You know what?
He's never on point.
I know.
Then he complaining for shout outs.
Right.
Yo, Stainless. Yo. I can't get it. What's up? I can't get it. What's up, Cash Weezy?
Hey, but of course, I'm not gonna stay on topic tonight. It's perfect that I called in after that first time caller out of Malaysia. Same thing I was texting y'all on Friday, man. I'm just so happy and proud for y'all, man. Y'all are going international, man, to the point. Y'all got Eddie Hearn, Shelly Finkel, fucking Deontay Wilder, and Tyson Fury all on the line at the same time. Like, shouts out to y'all for that, man. That just goes to show that if nothing else, the people hear the voice of the fans, man, and the voice of the fans is right here on the Boxing Voice, man. Now, as I always say, please make sure that you push the thumbs up and share this to every episode of the Boxing Voice podcast. Get on that Patreon. Make sure that you know what I'm saying, donate to the super chat, man, and keep this thing going. TBV for life. Peace.
Yeah, man, we want to thank all our patrons and everybody that continues to super chat. Because of you guys, we will be landing in Florida tomorrow to visit Guillermo Regendao for his camp. We're going to do our own camp life for him for his upcoming fight with Vasyl Lomachenko on HBO December 9th. So, yeah, man, you know, you guys, you've got us here. We keep growing because of you guys. So I know together we'll keep doing that. Hopefully Cash Weezy one day comes and we could actually make movies, you know. He's always
remember that German video? Remember how good that was?
And it could have been better.
It could have been better. That's true. It could have been.
It always should be better, you know, with time.
It should have been 24/7 Cash.
Now all the pressure's on me, you know.
Nah, it's not pressure on you. It's just, you know, we freestyle. You know what I'm saying? There's no control lighting. It's like, yo, now, boom. Thurman jumps off the Stepmaster. Boom, now, go. You know how it is, man.
Yeah. Let's go out to the Skype machine. I got Tahir. First time caller, maybe. Tahir?
Yo. Second time.
Second time. Where you calling from, brother?
London. It's
All
pretty
right.
big here.
Talk to us.
Second chance. Let's go.
Yeah, I just wanted to make a quick point regarding you guys saying that, talking about press credentials and how it'd be tough for you guys to get it. I mean, think about the fact that Eddie Hearn has Sky Sports behind him, which is run by Sky, which is probably one of the biggest companies in the UK, and they push Matchroom push their boxing press through Sky Sports and their sports entertainment channels, and you guys created more hype for the Joshua Wilder fight in on a phone call than arguably Sky Sports did when they flew Wilder over for the Joshua fight when he was commentating for Sky Sports box office. I think that you guys have a very unique platform because the fans can actually call in and communicate and have a platform to talk. I mean, there is literally no other platform that Tyson Fury would ever have called in. I can't imagine him ever calling into even like a BBC show or anything like that. And you guys managed to do that. So I think you guys should really like push the unique platform and leverage you have. And I'm pretty sure that if you were to push Mr. Eddie Hearn, he would easily give you the credentials, because just think about the amount.
Very quickly, the problem is not getting a credential; it's getting multiple credentials, getting 3 or 4, getting them.
Yeah, the problem isn't getting one. Like, they'll give us one. Every publication that is at least credible can get one. The problem is
get multiple.
Matt, Enrique getting one, or at least me and Matt. Because let's be honest, Enrique is just a bullshitter.
Nah, he's mistaken that. It ain't a bullshit. It's time. Yo, I juggle 5 things. You know what I'm saying? I juggle 5 things. But for the UK, I would definitely be there. Definitely a big fan.
Naming the hat early, Matt. Check him out. There.
You know, and for caller, he said it. Yo, this is the platform where the callers get to call and voice their opinion. Let's remember the tagline. Let's not forget it. Let's not let it fade away. The voice of the people, the Boxing Voice. So yeah, definitely remember that. And I would definitely go to UK. What are you talking about? quiet.
I would like to go. I would
love to go.
I would like to go though before the fight though. Like I said, I want to have my own time with Anthony.
I agree with you. I'd rather be at something to come back home, edit, and put out before the fight versus go there during the fight and rushing to get it out because whatever fight moments you have, there's a window, a really small window right after the fight.
Yeah, I think quickly camp life with Joshua would be very interesting as well because he trains with all the Olympians that are coming through. So you definitely wouldn't be just getting Joshua. You'd be getting pretty much the new generation of British boxers coming through.
Yeah, man. Well, I would love, man, like I said, hopefully Fury, now that he's an avid listener, allows us into his camp. I mean, he's lost 9 pounds. I would love to be there when he loses the next 18.
Salute to Fury. I've said it on, I think it was Twitter or something like that. The sport needs him. The sport with Fury is a better sport.
Actually, we got a message from my boy.
Your man's.
This is a message to Big Anthony Joshua, the big tough man who told me to get fit. Fat fuck. It's a new one because he usually doesn't swear. He tries to not be himself. So he's being himself now, which is good. To be honest with you, my old mate, I don't need to get fit for somebody like you at all. I could come to you now and punch all your face right in for you, even at 25 stone. So I really don't need to get fit for you. Anyway, put it that way. Seen what you're about. You just fought a midget the other day in a hard fight. The referee had to stop it in case you got caught or beat. Bomb City, like I always said. Useless. No gas, no stamina, too many weights. You want to practice on a bit more speed and less power. Boom.
Boom. Ness, you got to say it. Perfect point in case. There you go. I don't need to get fit to fight a person like you. That explains the heavyweight, why a lot of them have cellulite. Number 2, the raspiness, not body shaming, but there you go, right? The fat in the throat, man. You gotta clear that shit up.
Joshua.
Yo. And he's spitting shit. He's chewing sunflower seeds.
This message is for you. Damn.
It has to be a little bit quieter. It's almost like a whisper. It's like a whisper grunting sound.
Let's get out to Alex Lemon, who recently signed another multi-month deal with TBV.
I won't deny it.
Dollar D Beyonce Productions.
Come with me. Hail Mary, run quick, see what do we have in there? Boxingvoice.com.
Woo! Dollar D Beyonce Productions.
Yeah, that's that West Coast, Matt. Ride or die. Where you repping?
Get out.
Yes, sir.
Those mitts, Lemon.
Boxing voice all day.
Yo, Jose Ramirez, man.
Glad to see you.
Ramirez.
Man, it's exactly what I'm calling for.
15,000, bro.
Ramirez, man.
It's a lot of people was over there, man. Did you get lost?
It was jam-packed, man. Everybody came out. I'm getting a definite number, the final number on that one for the attendance, man. Jose Ramirez came out and seized the moment. Live on ESPN, Trademark Center, like you said, damn near 15,000 people. And he came out hungry for it. Came out like a savage, and he didn't disappoint anybody. I mean, you guys see the second round stoppage. The power, the skills that I've been talking about. Like you said, I've been talking about it. And he showed it. He showed it. Hopefully, he showed the whole world. And I hope they all believe him now. And he's coming for that belt, man. That 140-pound title. Amir Rahman. I think he's going to beat Amir Rahman the same way. I say within 5. The same way he just beat Mike Reed, because they're similar in body. And Ramirez is going to overpower him just like he did Mike Reed. And it was an exciting night, man. I mean, you seen the production, like you said, the production, the whole Top Rank, man. They're putting their foot in the boxing world, man. I feel. I mean, they not holding back. They're not putting. They brought everything out. I mean, you got Lomachenko in the stands. You got we had Freddie Roach, Abel Sanchez, and like you said, big names: Brian Kenny, Teddy Atlas. I mean, and then for them to even put Amir Rahman on the card, they put Amir Rahman. That they're setting it up beautifully, man. And then to see all the young talent Top Rank has, Brian Lua, Andy Vences, and then you had Alex Saucedo in there battling William. Still recovering from it, man.
He impressed me, Saucedo. I watched that one, man. I watched all the Top Rank. He impressed me, Saucedo. He's 142. He's 140 pounds too, so he's gonna be coming. Abel Sanchez trained too. Yo, very patient kid, very big puncher. From the looks of it, I mean, he could have been fighting some, Argentine dude the way Vasquez or Valdez was fighting a couple of fights ago. So who knows? Right. He is definitely a threat right there in that division. I already heard that he was been calling out Jose Ramirez too. He wants a piece of Jose Ramirez right after Amir Rahman. But other names out there too, Regis Pregos. But he has to fight Victor Posto first. He got a mandatory by the WBC for that title right there. So I don't know about Regis Pregos, like Info Joe said. Jose Ramirez beat him too, though. So the Alex Saucedo fight, now that's a good fight, though. I would love to see that. Of course, I got to go with Ramirez again. Hey, so I'm glad you guys enjoyed it, man. I'm glad you guys enjoyed the production. Even Matt, right? You guys all enjoyed it.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It looked great. I mean, I don't
know about Matt. Matt might be lying, but I did. I enjoyed everything about. I think he didn't like too much. Like he didn't mention the production. I did. It felt like a big time production. It felt like a big HBO thing.
It looked like a big UK fight to me, actually.
Yeah, because of the crowd. I mean, well done. Good camera views. I even love the way they did the commercials. They pulled split screen, kind of left you the corner on one side and gave you the commercial on the left. I enjoyed that. So yeah, man, they doing their thing, man. Shout out to Top Rank, still being a leader in the game. Shout out to you for having that eye.
Yeah,
we're grateful to have you on the team. You've been putting your eye on a couple of those guys. I mean, Calixto Madera also was on that card yesterday and got a win, right?
No, Kilo actually got a setback on there, man. But let me tell you, Kilo, it ain't over for him yet. He'll bounce back from that. He's definitely going to be on the rise still.
Wait a minute. That was off TV. That was off TV, so you got to fill us in, bro. What happened? Because you were pegging little Mr. Madera to be the truth.
Let me tell you, he is the truth, man. I mean, he got a setback, though. He didn't get the decision, man, and that was a great fight. It was a close fight. I mean, the scorecards were 39-37, 39-37. And 39-37, and he didn't get the nod. They went the other way with the Evan Torres out of Texas. But I mean, if anybody's seen the fight, they seen Kilo in there, man. He's swinging, he's putting his heart into it. And I got word that Kilo, there's some big things still coming for him. They're gonna put him in with another match where he could rebound quick from this loss.
Well, man, I wonder if that is on the Top Rank stream, because I didn't see that one on the ESPN app. Do you know if that one was recorded at all?
I assumed it was on the ESPN app because they said all the fights were going to be on the ESPN app starting at 4:30 Pacific time, and he was the second fight.
I'll go back
on
and
the
check.
card. Yeah, so you might have missed it, but it definitely was there. And then don't forget Eddie Vence's fought.
Second round
KO. Fucking knockout too.
Yeah, he got a second round one.
And he looked awesome doing it.
What weight class is he?
Eddie Vence's?
Yeah,
fighting out the super featherweight.
What's that, 130?
Super featherweight? Yeah, I believe 130. Yeah,
I know
simple.
numbers, man. When you
So, I
start
mean,
talking
everything's
about those
simple.
weights, like featherweights and stuff, I know numbers, not names. What weight is that, Matt? Producer?
130 is the Lomachenko weight class. So that's Miguel Pichelt. That's
So that's where Vences is? He's in there with Loma?
yes, yes.
Sharks. Sharks. All right.
Put it the Lomo division.
All those champions are going to be gone. They're not going to be champions, or they're going to move up weight classes.
I hear you.
Very quickly,
Alex, I mean, talk to me, brother. I mean, all these people in attendance? Did you get these guys on camera? How was the event? How was it for you? How was the credential? Where'd they have you at? Did you get that Gabriel Flores Jr. access, or now that the Save Mart Center turned into this big production, did they change the way they allow Alex Lemon to float around the Save Mart?
Yeah, let me tell you, they definitely put me on handcuffs yesterday, man. I mean, I think they put me on handcuffs, I guess, because, the ESPN, they put handcuffs on me, man. ESPN was there, it was big production, so they gave me tons of rules. And let me tell you, at I think it was 4:15, I was the first one already kicked out from the back, bro. I was back there where I wasn't supposed to be. I was trying to get all the footage I can. And I was like, well, if I don't get kicked out, I'm not doing my job. I was kicked out from the back, not out of the fight. I was just kicked out from the back.
Okay.
But they had a lot of rules. They had me right there. They had me in the press section, and so it's assigned seating. And so they wouldn't stop the fighters. I had a few fighters. I had Jose Ramirez. I had Alex Aceto. Everybody, they were ready to stop. But they weren't allowing anybody to stop. They kept moving them. They were like, no, you can't stop. You got to go. So
yes, give Lemon that tip, how you have to say, with the boxing voice, and you have to name drop who gave you the ticket, the credential. So whoever that is at the door that gave you that ticket, the next name. Like, I don't know the guy's name, Sam or something.
Oh.
Who always lets us in this at like,
no, I'm talking about security.
No, well, security.
Sometimes they, security is a little different,
Security let us ride all the way through with Keith Thurman when he was gonna fight.
No, but you Cash Wheezy, man. It's a little different.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Barkley. Hey, let me get that throat right, man. Get lose some weight, man.
You want to fight? Shots fired.
He said, Cash, you be covering fights. Shots fired.
Nah, man, I ain't a journalist. I'm there. I'm the camera operator. Put it that way. You know what I'm saying?
Casual, the fashion expert.
I just be like, yo, I'm with Ness, and they let me through. Or I say I'm with Matt. Usually Matt is, he's a credential himself.
Hey, let me tell you though, I did get the boxing voice, man. I'm telling you, they know the boxing voice out here in the West Coast, Northern Cal, man, because as soon as I say the boxing voice, they already know. So that's coming out every time I get a chance. And we already got a couple of invites that I was mentioning to you off air. Got a couple of invites already to go to the gyms, to the training camps, man.
Definitely, man. We putting it in, brother, all around the globe, man. We definitely appreciate you covering that fight, and look forward to whatever content you were able to get, and appreciative for having a presence there. Lemon, let me get to some other people. And, as always, continue to do a bang-up job. What's up, Produce?
We have some special reviews to read out.
Oh.
Because
yes.
You are the #1 rated.
You checked your email.
Yes, I did. And, I even sent you a text in the chat saying, hey, reviews, Ness. After Lemon, reviews.
I didn't see that, but you're a super producer.
I try, That's what I get paid the big bucks for, to be the super producer.
Yeah. So what's up? You going to read these reviews or what?
Yeah, of course I'm going to read them. The first review, and again, go to iTunes and drop us a 5-star review. That's the best way to get, exposure. Everyone goes to iTunes and podcasts, and that's how they first get introduced to us. Then they come to the YouTube chat. That's how you progress as a fan of the show. So these are all these new fans. So shout out to all you new listeners dropping these reviews. The headline says, the best in the biz to know your boxing, from Jorge Yo from USA, saying, whether you be a casual or someone who knows their stuff, these guys go at topics, get the truth, debate, let you call and offer your voice and educate you. Been listening since early July, and I feel good about my boxing knowledge and love learning. Check it out. 5 stars. So thank you, Jorge. The next one which I think I know who this is. I think he called
They
it.
dissed me is the title. 5-star review though. They dissed me. 5-star review. First time caller and they dissed me. But then they put me back on, so I give them props for that. I want to believe that was Eddie from New York.
I think it is. And the next one says, one of the best in the business. From TJ says, informative and thought-provoking, great chemistry with the hosts. So thank you all for dropping those 5-star reviews. So head on over to iTunes, drop a 5-star review. It's absolutely free, and it's a great way to get to help support the show.
And shout out to everyone that super chatted on our live show the other day. And, just confirming Matt is going to be landing in Florida with us tomorrow. We will be in the Camp of Rigo, and we are going above and beyond trying to, get you a little more coverage from out there in that area. See if we could get some special surprises for our Patreon. So remember to head on over to patreon.com/TheBoxingVoice. We're going to go out to the callers. Remember the number 14255695241. Press 1 if you want to voice your opinion here on the Voice of the People hotline. It is time to go to New Jersey.
Just like the king is what I mean. The king is what I mean. My man, get a cup and put some change inside your hand. Now hold up. Let's make this official. Everybody that's agreeing.
Woo! Damn, that Craig Mack was rocking. We come up with that.
Let's make this official, huh? Yo, that should be
you gotta
getting
be
me
around, Cash Weezy. You gotta be around. You.
Yeah, right.
Taking shots at Cash.
Taking shots at Cash. That's right.
Yo, but I'm working on boxing fan apparel, so you know what I'm saying. Take the shots, I'll take them. You know.
Yo, but you ain't even bring me no shirts. Like
it don't happen that way.
Where's Rigo's shirt at though?
Yeah, Rigo needs a shirt, man.
You true about the Rigo shirt because I did think about that. Like, damn, we only did large, but
So you ain't got no special delivery.
I mean, I guess I could do a special delivery, but you leave tomorrow, so I might have to FedEx that, send me the account, and it will be.
Why you can't just bring it? I know you got one made. Why you want to take time to talk?
Start the clock for that intro was impactful, man. That thing made shifts on me.
That is. Shout out to DJ Roos in the UK.
Woo.
Definitely. Yo, let me also shout out T from Toronto. I ain't heard from him in a minute. Shout out to Marcus from DC. Shout out to Info Joe. Shout out to Jay from Orlando. Yo, when I was watching that Big Baby Miller fight, I was looking at him and I said, this is the time when you need a cat like an Amir Mansour to kind of, see where a heavyweight, if he's on his way up. Like 2 or 3 years ago, he was a good barometer for a lot of heavyweights that was coming up. And this is the time. I know Miller, he makes a good interview and he's got, put out the good content, good interviews, whatever. But he got a pass. I mean, even a Fred Casey, throw him in there against somebody that's going to, fight him a little tough and see what he does. I think that's where he's at instead of trying to think about fighting a Joshua or even a Wilder, because both of them cats will smoke his ass if he got in the ring with him. Jacobs looks pretty good. 6 fights with HBO. Do they got 6 fights for him over there? I mean, is he ever going to fight Canelo or Billy Joe? Because it seems like, one of those fights go one up. I don't even think they'd give him a Golovkin rematch. So I don't, it's great for him. I rock out with Jacobs, but I don't know if they got 6 fights over there for him. So he may get 3 or 4 fights out of that deal, including the one from last night.
Nah, man.
Theory.
If they gave him Aries, bro, if they gave him Aries as one, they could find 5 more. I mean, Lemieux, Saunders winner.
Come and get me, Ness.
Huh?
He wants. Amin wants a part of Jacobs.
They don't have enough. I don't think they have enough fighters at 160 at HBO over there on that side of things.
Doggy, they just invested in Andre.
Him?
They invested in Andre. They invested in Rosado. Not invested in him, but he got the win on ESPN, right? So he's available. I don't know if that was HBO. Where was that, Matt?
That was ESPN, I believe.
Tapia Rosado.
That was ESPN. That was not HBO.
You sure it was Turning Stone Casino, wasn't it? I don't even know.
That was
It was Vegas. It was Vegas.
That was ESPN.
But Andrade's is a good name to drop, though.
They invested in 160. Believe that.
All right. I mean, if they got 6 fights for him, then you know that's a good run. Other than that, man, like I thought it was a wonderful night. You know, Beterbiev, he looked, you know, he's not impressing me, but I'm, you know, what else is Donna Stevenson? What the fuck is this guy? You know what I mean? Maybe Scorsese will tell us where he's at. This Scorsese on the line, he'll tell us where Donna Stevenson. He's probably working out with him or some shit. That's my call, fellas. Great show.
I mean, you're the man. What up?
Message.
You skipped a caller, Ness.
I ain't skipped nobody, bro. Majid, talk to me. Majid. Majid. Yo, that means Casual gotta hook that up with like the bridge.
Majid. Majid. Let me tell you a story how the shit go down. Majid is a dude from out of town. TBV podcast caller all the time. He dropped the ball.
Yeah, he did drop the ball. We're gonna move on. I'm gonna take a shot at Rubsky or Rubsky. Rubsky, 1778, 1978. He says it was ESPN. I thought I said it was ESPN. I said, yo, was that HBO or ESPN? So how am I forgetful if I gave you one of the suggestions?
It must be cold in your house, Matt. Got a coat on with the shit inside.
He got the lumberjack on. You know LA.
On the inside.
LA, big city of dreams. Time to go out to Texas. Going to Class and Bound. Talk to me.
Who had that super shout out $sign on YouTube, matter of fact.
Class and Bound.
Yeah, what's going on, guys?
What up?
Sweet. All right, cool. Let's get into this. So, real quickly, first of all, at this point, people have to understand the quality of opposition people are facing when we're talking about the heavyweights. Jerome, like all these guys, when we talk about Dylan White, we talk about Jarrell Miller, Joseph Parker, like Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua, they dominate their competition. They do exactly what they're supposed to. But we're tendful to give more credit to these guys than people who have gone out there and have, you know, performed consistently on a fight-to-fight basis. So I think it's about time we start really recognizing that, you know, if that was Wilder or Joshua, they would have gotten that guy out of there easy. That would have lasted like 2-3 rounds. Like it would have been a question about it. So I mean, all in all, good fights last night. Daniel Jacobs did what he was supposed to do. I don't know. Did you guys see something? What do you guys think? Do you think he gets a winner of, or actually, since Canelo's thinking about, since there's a possibility Canelo could fight the winner of Lemieux Saunders, Jacobs could end up getting the loser, and that could be part of an undercard for when Canelo fights whoever the winner of that is in May, because we won't get the Triple G rematch till September. But that's what I think, and that's all I got for you guys.
Class and Bound. Pleasure as always, my friend. Thank you for calling in. Oh, wow. Check it out. We're in for a treat. It's been a while. Hopefully he ain't fall asleep out there, and hopefully you're being safe on that road. Alumni callers, we love when you call in. So thank you to all our listeners and callers that have been with us for many, many years.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce to you a young fella, and he comes from the Magnolia.
You got your block on fire, remain in the cheese. Until the moment you expire, you know what it is. You make nothing out of something, you handle your business. You know the grind and it's something
you I'm up, baby. I was just getting this money. Fresh off the honeymoon, I got the ball in sand like Ness. You dig? Yeah, I'm locked down now, but it's all good. I'm still running these streets. I'm up here in upstate New York. I'm right over the top of you right now, Ness. You know what I'm saying? But look here. Look here, man. Let me get on Big Baby right quick. Man, that dude gotta lose about 20 pounds. He gotta get in some decent ass shape if he want to fight the top guys at the top. He got to get in some good shape, man. That shit he did with the dude the other night. That dude was washed up. He old. He like Larry Hall, flabby and sick. You know what I'm saying? So he got him some good work, yeah. But for Wilder and Joshua, you got to step it up. As far as the Daniel Jacobs fight, see that dude Cuba, man. Say, bro, when you run your mouth like that, you got to back that shit up, man. He talking about a blister on his damn foot. Man, that dude was on his back foot the whole night. As soon as he got the first lick, he went straight to survival move. He still got a point for holding, man. He messed the whole fight up. Jacobs, you know what I'm saying? He could have did that better. He fighting a guy with 1 foot. He should have got him out of there, but damn, like, man, it's hard to do that when you got to do a hole in you all night, man. That dude ain't want to fight, man. He the New Englander. You dead? I said it first, you heard me? We got the New Englander, Lil Cuba. Now, as far as the Deontay Wilder and the Joshua fight, I don't know. I kind of think they need to fill it up, man. I think they need one more fight in between, and then they do it later on in the year, and hopefully they got enough momentum behind it to at the biggest fight in boxing, you dead. But that's my take on all that. Yeah. What's up, Casual? I think you made my intro, huh? Yeah, I got the best intro on flagship, baby.
Sounds like we lost you there. I know you went through a dead spot, but you're right about having one of the best intros on TBV, man. You've been calling for years. We appreciate it. Stay safe on that road and stay warm. I know it's getting cold out there. We're going actually to where you're at. Eddie in New York, you're up.
What's going on? Y'all hear me out there or what?
We hear you loud and clear, brother. What's going on?
Much love. You guys got that crack, and I'm a new crack fiend, so this is what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about a couple of statements I want to make. Danny Jacobs, man, it just seems to me that Danny's the type of fighter that, depending on his opponent, that's when he brings it. With Triple G, he was a monster. Against Peter Koelling, he was a monster. Against Arias, I just don't know. I think he's just the type of fighter that if he's fighting a beast, he turns it into beast mode. And if he's fighting a B-side fighter, he kind of like turns into a B-side fighter himself. Charlo would have definitely destroyed Arias, but people need to understand that Charlo is a reckless fighter. Great fighter, phenomenal puncher, but he's more reckless. Danny Jacobs is I'm going to have to say he's more of a professional student. He's an older guy. He's in his 30s. He's been around the block. Not as reckless. Another statement I want to make, it's about Baby Miller. Baby Miller, he you know, we need people like that. There's a new resurgence in the heavyweight division. Heavyweight division hasn't been this good in a long, long time. Now, my question to you is, there's been a resurgence in boxing, that I haven't seen. It's like the 80s. Now, everybody's fighting everybody. Do you think that has something to do with the UFC trying to put a stranglehold on this fight game? I mean, what do you think it is? Because I've never seen anything like this. I mean, everybody's fighting everybody. We never saw this like, let's say, 5 to 10 years ago.
Well, if you I don't want to even, interrupt, right? Because you get 3 minutes, so you still got 1:12. So we'll get to your questions when you're done. If you got anything else, unless you don't, then we will address it.
Now, I got nothing else. All I want to do is I want to give you mad props. You guys are definitely on top of your game because of you. Your guys, and I really don't want to talk that much about, amping you guys up because, there's a lot of callers out there, but just keep doing what you're doing. And I'm definitely a fiend for what you guys are putting out there. I am done. There's other callers. Let's get to them.
All right, Eddie. His question was, do we think
this sport this year is related to the UFC in any way? Do we think it's related to all these guys fighting each other, all the top guys?
I knew my quick answer was going to be, Eddie, I know you're a new listener, so I don't know if you heard our show most recently with Eddie Hearn on it, and Wilder and Joshua and all those guys, Tyson Fury, and he gave the best answer to your question, and that answer is 10 years ago, 5 years ago, the fight fans didn't really have a voice. 5 years ago, I had like 200 followers. You know what I'm saying? So we have grown more powerful as a people, and our demands must be met, not only heard. And that is why the best are fighting the best now. Because
But that's not necessarily what he was addressing. Because I think his question wasn't why are the best fighting the best. His question is that leading to a boom year in the sport?
I'm gonna have to bring him back on because I totally disagree. I think that he said, "Is it because?"
Bring it back on to clarify.
He definitely said, "Isn't it because MMA got the stranglehold?" And I'm definitely don't think it's because of that. MMA is not even doing as well as boxing is doing this year. They haven't had the year that we had.
Let's go back to Eddie just so we can. So he
Go ahead, put him on. You're wrong, Matt.
I don't care if I'm wrong or not. I just want to know.
I care that you're wrong. I always care who's wrong and who's right.
No. I'm not talking about what numbers UFC is doing right now. I'm talking about since the UFC has gotten to where it's at. I feel that these promoters are saying to themselves, yo, we have to make these fights happen. They weren't doing this 10 years ago. They weren't doing it. We were not getting what we wanted because there was no UFC. Now that you have UFC where people can go, and I'm not a UFC, listen, let me explain something to you. I'm not a UFC fan. But what I'm trying to say is now I think that these promoters are scared. They're saying, yo, we got to make this happen because we're going to lose these people. And just like you said, being that they're scared that they might lose us, they're giving us what we want. I have a feeling if it wasn't for the UFC, we wouldn't be getting this. This is throwback to the 80s where Roberto Duran was fighting Hagler. He fought Benitez. Hagler fought, these guys were just fighting each other. It's unheard of. I'm so happy. I'm so elated. We're talking about Lomachenko, Rigondeaux on free TV. That's unheard of.
Yo, Eddie, I don't know if you heard, but we're actually going to see Rigo. We land in Florida tomorrow. So I know again that you're new to the show. So just want to thank you for tuning in and becoming part of the family. And good old Eddie has my phone number, and he be calling me, Matt, like, yo, I'm on hold. Exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. So Eddie, patreon.com/theboxingvoice. Whenever you are ready, there are ways for you to jump the line and get on immediately and even come back the way that we just did for you right now organically. But yeah, Matt, I still feel that I was right. But we have gotten to
what his question was. Now, my answer to his question, do I think that's why we get better fights now? No, I think we just went through a transition period. 5 years ago, the sport was transitioning to a new generation of the top. So when you get that, you get a down year. You get a down period where there aren't really big fights. Nothing really seems big, and that happens. It's happening in MMA right now. And the UFC, their fans are witnessing what that is like right now. So I think that's just an ebb and flow of the sport and the way it goes. It's always been that way when you get a transition of generations. And the new generation's at the top. So right now we're getting the best fights we think are possible because all these young guys are at the top now.
Well, I want to quickly shout out everyone that has subscribed to the channel over the past month. We have rapidly gotten to 59,270, Matt. So that is definitely an accomplishment. It's been a great
friend. 60K. That's the next goal. Get to 60K, and then obviously then 80, then 90, then 100K. You know, that's the goal. So tell a friend and tell a friend.
1K at a time is okay with us.
And again, hit that like button. It's the easiest way to help spread the show. And if you want to go an extra step, there's a little thing called a share. You can share the show to your Facebook friends, your Instagram friends, Twitter friends, whatever. Share the show.
Sharing is caring.
Yes.
I sound old saying that. I could swear that was like a Care Bear slogan, babe, isn't it?
I definitely said that to my kid already, though.
Oh, you say that to your kid? Sharing is caring? Okay, so I don't feel too old. Your sharing is caring. And if you care about TBV, you share it with your friends at the cooler or water cooler is what they say. And, you know, on your commute to work, don't forget you could get us on iTunes. I mean, I went back and listened to a bunch of episodes on the plane during my travel, and I plan to download some episodes to do it tomorrow because I'll be flying early in the morning, meeting up with Matt. Shout out to Mitsubishi for sponsoring the Rigondeaux excursion. And we're going to be bringing you guys some surprises. I'm telling you, hopefully everything works out, but we may be able to lock in some big time surprises for our patrons. We probably will all be wearing the shirts tomorrow, those Patreon only shirts. So, get your sign in now because those are going out in the stocking stuffers for Christmas only. What else? I mean, final thoughts, man. I don't want to be that guy because me and Daniel Jacobs have the worst relationship. I want to be best friends with him, and obviously we're never going to be friends. I try to talk highly of him, and he receives it horribly. Last time I seen him, he was, dead set on me thinking that Triple G beat him, and I smoke far too much weed to even remember who I had winning that fight. Somebody else go listen to that episode and let me know, was he right? But that being said, he's probably going to hear this episode and still be mad at me because I think he failed to impress. Yes, he won every single round, but that's not what we wanted. It's not what the network expected, and it's not what we believe, because I understand that it is a we believe thing, but it's not what we believe Triple G would have done versus that opponent. It's not what we believe. What's this other guy? Canelo would have done. It's not what we believe that even Lemieux. You think Lemieux wouldn't have knocked this guy out? Like, who wouldn't be picking Lemieux to knock out Arias before this fight? So again, Jacobs, if you've made it this far into the show, understand that if Arias goes on to be, like Casual said, durable, then I guess this isn't a disappointment, and you can't knock out everyone. Even Triple G didn't knock you out. But then again, up until Arias proves that, we thought that there were levels. So now to say that you didn't knock out Arias the same way Triple G didn't knock out you is to say that Arias is on the level with the rest of you guys. So I'm all lost. I'll just wait to see what their next fights look like. As far as Baby Miller, I hear people complaining about the weight. I don't see this 284, 85-pound man gassing after 4. I see him coming on. I see him throwing 50 punches and upward per round. I see champions gassing out after 4 rounds. So I won't criticize Big Baby Miller. Could he do with losing a few more pounds? Possibly. And from my sit down with him, which you could check out on our, on our .com / the videos, the Boxing Voice / boxingvoice.com / videos, or go to the YouTube page. He plans to lose weight, Jess, in phases. He's not trying to lose 40 at one shot, which, I think is some bullshit. When you're that big, it's easy to lose 30 pounds in a month if you work hard. But then again, I've watched him work hard. So either he's not losing it because of what he's putting back into his system after he works out, because he's working out hard enough to lose the weight, but it's a matter of what he's putting in. I mean, I watched his Instagram story this morning, Matt, and he's in the bed, and he's all like, yeah, good fight. I ain't really get hurt.
What you mean by that? He was in his bed. He just had a fight. He's supposed to be up in the gym.
Yo, slow the fuck down, jumping in like that, B. So I'm all in the bed, and it's like, yeah, yo, I ain't hurt. I'll be right back in like a week, but I'm about to eat this cheeseburger. So that's probably why he's not losing the weight, because he works hard and he has stamina. He's throwing punches. So I'm not as mean as the rest of the guys on Big Baby Miller's performance. I think it was a good fight. I like to see him versus a Dylan White, a Chisora, a Brian Jennings, an Andy Ruiz. Who else? Artur Spielka just lost. So Adam Wanaki Oh, but he didn't want to fight him because he said they boys. Who else? Who else?
What about Hook? Can he fight Hook? Or that's too light?
No, that's cruiserweight. Come on, man. Where the guns at?
Yo, why can I throw names out there? And
No names out there. You just got to get it right.
All right, well then correct it.
Or show that you were casual.
David Hay, Tony Bellew winner.
Yeah, I mean, look, that is what. Yo, you know what? And well, nah, I don't think Bellew will take that. That's just too big. He'll wear Bellew down, but maybe Hay would. But we heard Hay was injured, right? So
right, I was just gonna ask.
According to our UK correspondent and multiple sources, it seems that Hay may be injured. I don't know if it's just to ruffle the feathers and get people to talk about Bellew Hay again since it's been so silent. Not sure. But moving on, Mr. Better Beast of the division, he didn't really prove that he's that beast. I watch him when I have to watch him. Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder, I'm just happy that TBV will go down in history for the rest of our life. Maybe some writers will continue to try and write us out of history due to sheer hatred and their sour nature. But the world would always know that the negotiations originated right here on the Boxing Voice podcast. The only podcast in the world that had multiple A-listers on call in organically
one day,
randomly,
in one show,
on one show
within like 2 hours,
and to single-handedly possibly make one of the biggest fights in the heavyweight division in quite a few years.
And if you're a subscriber to the Boxing Voice Patreon, look out for that Podcast King TBV t-shirt this Christmas or holiday.
That's right. So those were my final thoughts. My name is Nestor Gibbs. Find me on Instagram and Twitter at NestGTO, and my co-hosts will give you their final thoughts.
Whoa, Enrique, slow your roll. You're last.
Man, y'all, I'm tired of you and Nestor.
Last.
Tired of you and Nestor on air.
Yo,
calm down, man. Back.
Yo, you calm down.
Yo, this how we'll determine it, Matt. Let me just freak this.
Whoa.
Let me just freak this. Casual, are you going to be on overtime?
Yes.
Oh, whoa, wow.
You're lying.
I got the no. Now that you say I'm lying, I'm gonna be on it even quicker than you say. And
because I was about to say so I'm sorry, Matt, because I was gonna say that's how it determines who gives their final thoughts first.
Yeah, there's no order, sometimes there's a moment of silence. We both jumped in at the same time. It ain't no like
since you're actually gonna be on overtime, we'll let you go first. Go ahead.
Nah, I want Matt to go first.
Step back.
Anyways,
always go to boxapparel.com. I don't know if that website launched, but I know I got the fan. Wow. So you definitely go check out Enrique's line. But anyways, very quickly, before we get to my final thoughts, go over to patreon.com/theboxingvoice because we're going to be on right after the show's over and go for another, hour, 2? God knows what.
Whoa.
About anything. It could be pop culture, music.
About a lot. Actually, listen, let me be honest with you. This episode's gonna be insane. You wouldn't even believe the story that I'm gonna tell you.
That's what I want to hear, the story.
You want to tease? I'm gonna tease you. All right. This weekend was filled with fast automobiles, lots of drugs, sex, hotels, the big screens. I mean, yo, and here's where the plot thickens. There was even some drug smuggling.
Ooh.
That's fucking right. That's fucking right. Damn. Some drug smuggling. I'm just saying, if you're interested in knowing that what exactly happened, you're gonna have to stick around for Patreon, /The Boxing Voice, and it's overtime, baby, because those are the topics that get talked about over there.
And my final thoughts, Ness really hit it all. I just want to say shout out to Jose Ramirez. That's one thing we did not say. And Josh Taylor and Liam Smith for getting big wins over in the UK. Shout out to all you guys. I'm Matt the Hipster Hunter. You can find me at Mixed Combat News on Twitter, Matt Hunter TBV on Instagram, and my MMA podcast, Mixed Combat Radios on Patreon, SoundCloud, YouTube, iTunes, etc. And Mr. Kaz Reezy, take it over.
That's right. And there was hospitals, so someone got hurt. I forgot.
Damn. I thought it was just you and Lucy. All that happened?
They turn up, man.
Oh, anyway, so Jose Ramirez won, right? Amir Khan. I want to see that fight, both of them. Those are my final thoughts. Daniel Jacobs, the Miracle Man, did not knock out Luis Arias, but whatever. You know what I'm saying? I still want to give the B side a second chance. I would love to see Luis Arias fight a name fighter after Daniel Jacobs lost. Yeah, follow me, TBV_casual fan. That is my Twitter. And then of course, on IG is at Fight Talk, boxingfanapparel.com. Peace.
Peace.